It starts now. How you doing? Yo, Clay Cooker. Yo, Veer. Nyokken? I can't pronounce that, man. Noor, how you doing? All right. First thing I need to do, because I noticed this yesterday. My microphone's like weird as hell, man. Like I think it's the like noise canceling stuff. So let's just sort that out. Noise suppression. What the hell? Close, open, a lot lower, a lot. Close? Maybe like that. All right, you guys are just going to have to tell me. If the mic sounds weird today or if it's cutting out words like yesterday, you have to tell me. Anyway, hello, good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are. Hope you're all doing well. Yeah, we got quite a bit to talk about today because I've been doing some thinking overnight. Mostly about like this. And about Larcenist in particular, because like been quite a bit of discussion about this. In my Discord or in the planning Discord, people saying like, oh, this is just the best tier 5. I mean, there's only 2 to choose from currently, guys. I mean, let's wait and find out. But I think I was trying to get the point across that they're very different playstyles. But we might get into that in a moment. Morning, Teabag'em. When they're going to show the new relic? In 20 minutes. So I'm a little bit late today. And will Doubleshine be joining today? Yes, I think so. I'll give him a call at like, I don't know, soon. I'll give him a call soon. Combat Mastery today? I do not think Combat Mastery today. No. I think Combat Masteries are all going to be next week. Purely based on what Sarni said in the League's Discord. He said, like, oh, next week's going to be packed full of information, spelt like pacts, demonic pacts. So I think we're going to get them all next week. Mind you, it is leaving it quite late. It is leaving it quite late. Because I think that if they're going to be less linear than last year... Hold up a second, I'll bring it up. I mean, if they're going to be less linear than last year, and last year's looked like... Hold on. Because I don't like that graphic. This one's way better. If they look like this again, and you know, I don't think they will because they've already said they're going to look a lot less linear. But if they're going to be much more complicated, if they're going to be less linear, if there's going to be loads of them, I guess we don't know yet, then we need some time. We need some time to work through what that might mean for planning, because I think that masteries, more often than not, impact your region choices. Maybe more so than the echo bosses and the items themselves. Maybe that's a wild take, but like, so what if you've got a really good melee weapon behind a region if you prefer the look of the range mastery? Because the range mastery last year, never missing, was so unbelievably overpowered that I think a lot of people maybe just diverted their plans entirely or changed their regions to kind of get better range weapons. No point in planning until we know combat masteries. That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah. I mean, you can plan your relic choices. I think that's fair to say. Because your relic choices can be entirely independent from combat. So that's fine. But in terms of like locking down your regions, there's just like this domino effect, right? I could be saying right now, first playthrough, I'm going Zaya, Mori, Fremi. If a echo like item reveal with more detail means that Fremi is like crap this year and that I can't use any of the current relics I'm planning very well there, and the masteries don't line up, it just has this domino effect of like, right, I'm changing my region based on that. Now I'm changing my relic decision based on the fact that I'm changing my regions as well. So like, it's all well and good locking down a plan now. It's part of the fun, isn't it? But it's all going to change. Afternoon, Midge Boy, Tenbu, Luminate, Conductor, Jesus Christ. Oh my God, we got him here in the stream. What's your path for this year? This is going to sound so ironic based on what I just said. But I'm going to, it doesn't really matter what my path is. I know that sounds like kind of dismissive, but like I'm going to be playing on 4 different accounts. So I'm going to be able to do hopefully everything. But the first playthrough I want to do, if this helps, the first playthrough I want to do is going to be a melee playthrough. Melee, for me, is always the most fun combat style. Then I'll be doing probably a range playthrough because I like the look of that KBD crossbow. And then I'll probably do a magic playthrough. I don't know if I'll do the magic one first before like ranged or not. But melee first, then either magical ranged, and then whichever one I've not done. And then a randomizer for number 4. Still praying for hybrid leagues? Me too, man. Honestly, I'm kind of praying for tribrid leagues. Like, I'm not saying let's be super juiced up in all 3 combat styles like we were in Leagues 5. Let's say like you're not getting that tier 6 combat mastery power in all 3 styles. But like if we were to use this as an example, I would really like for League 6 for us to be in a position combat-wise to have like a tier 6 combat mastery style in strength in one style, tier 4 combat mastery strength in another, and then tier 3 in the third. So like maybe you go all in on one, half in on another, and like a little bit less than that in the third style. I think that would be cool. Because I can't be the only one who plays on multiple accounts, but I know a lot of people don't. And their first playthrough of their league will be their last and probably their only impression of the league. So I think it's in everyone's best interest for like the builds to be flexible, right? If mage is bad, no one takes mage regions? Yeah. I don't think it's going to be bad. I don't think it's going to be bad this year. I think it's going to be very good. Like, they must have looked at the stats from last year. Hold on, can we find them, actually? I actually really am curious about this. Let me just pull this tab off for a sec while I find it, and I'll leave. That was the wrong tab. It doesn't matter. I'm going to find the pick rates from last year, because I'm sure we can find them. And you guys are generally, like, wizards when it comes to that, so maybe you can find them before I can. But, like, Kandarin was definitely the least picked region, right? I'm curious what, like, the second and third least picked regions were. Leagues 5, region pick rate. Oh, shit. Wait, is this actually, like, legit? I don't know how accurate this is. I might be spreading misinformation here. Leagues 5 stats. This is based off 100,000 accounts that took a survey. So it's not fully accurate because I think we peaked concurrent player count at about like 170k last year. So you may be missing like a good chunk. But let me just bring this up. Has Magic ever been good? I've not played every league, but when I've played, it's ended up kind of sucky. Honestly, I think Temboot, that's like a problem with Magic itself though, right? Magic, until recently, with like the addition of Doom and Yama, has just been like standard spellbook, ancients, powered staff. They're your 3 options. Standard spellbook, if you want to do elemental weaknesses, and even then they weren't very expanded in Leagues 5. Now they're massively expanded. I was saying to Double Shine yesterday, I went through the list of elemental weaknesses. They're crazy now. So I think that's buff number 1. Buff number 2 is Demon Bane spells are actually pretty dope now. We did have Tormented Demons last year, but now we've got Doom. Now we've got Yama. So Arceus spellbook, pretty good. And there are... Well, there's only really been 1 new powered staff, right? Ayak. Which, honestly, I think is fine. Because we don't need more powered staffs. We've got enough of those. They're kind of boring. All right. Leagues 5 region stats. Let's bring this up so that you guys can see. And we'll put it here. Okay. This is what we're looking at. Why is it trying to ban you, Tembu? It did not like something you said. Yo, Kebab's here. We got the guy who made the planner. I don't know who was here in stream yesterday, but sick planner that Kebab made with the routing. Incredible. Link to that is in my Discord in the League's resources. It's pinned. Very, very good. Super cool. Love the little lore bit at the beginning. Mage was pretty good, Leagues 4. It was good with Berserker Relic with the Shadow. And it did have... Yeah, so right, hear me out. The reason Magic was good in Leagues 4 was because the Shadow had just been released. I'm pretty sure that's the only reason Magic was good. The Shadow had just been released, and Berserker was insane with Shadow. But I'm pretty sure Leagues 4 was the league where we didn't quite yet have the quality of life changes where, like... Sorry, let me just remind myself what I'm talking about here. But, like, you could bypass Occult Necklace. You could bypass some of those other things. You couldn't do that in Leagues 4 because you kind of felt obligated to pick Kandarin if you picked Magic, while in Leagues 5, you didn't. You could go Fremi instead. You could get the Fremi jewelry. So I don't know. I really don't know. Mage Berserker was crazy, though. What is this ranking for? I'm going to talk through it now. Hold on. I'm just going to, like, move myself over here. Wait, let's talk top 5 first. Let's talk top 5 first. Yo. Huge. Thank you, Fabic, for the sub, bro. Appreciate you. Thank you for getting us started, man. Hold on. Before I catch up with the other comments, let's just quickly run through this because I don't want to spend too much time on this. This is like the League's 5 pick rate for regions. And I'm already super surprised to see Kandarin in top 5. Like, what the hell? Okay. So top region combinations were Asgarnia, Desert, and Korend, which I'm honestly kind of shocked about. Like, I get it. I'm guessing that anyone who did that is clearly a range picker. You've got Tebow from Zaya. You've got Dragor Blowpipe from the Desert. You've got the Zarite Crossbow from Asgarnia, or you know, Armadillo Crossbow before that. And you've got Void, and Void was insane in Leagues 5. So I can actually understand that now that I've gone through it. So Asgarnia, Desert, Korend, most popular region combination. That's really interesting. It must be in the order that you picked it in, because there's another one just a bit further down with very similar regions. So then, second most popular region combination, Desert, Kandarin, Zaya. Like, that has to be Magic pickers, right? And that is super surprising, because I did not think Magic was popular in Leagues 5. But, like, the only... Like, this has to be a Magic build, right? Desert for Shadow. Zaya for Ancestral. Kandarin for Occult and Tormented Bracelet. Like, that's... Am I going crazy, or is that the only reason you would pick that region combination? This is Leagues 4 when you needed Kandarin for Zerat? I don't think it is. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, no, you're right. It's Leagues 4. God damn, man. I want Raging Echoes. I was about to say, I'm super surprised to see Kandarin as second most popular pick. Like, what the hell? Leagues 5, Raging Echoes. Region pick rate. If anyone else can find it before me, please let me know. Oh, I don't like the look of this graph. That's trophies. We don't want trophies. I don't even know if I'm going to find it. Okay. Well, anyway, we're talking about Trailblazer Reloaded, which honestly, I'm not interested in. It's changed way too much since then. So I think we're just going to get rid of that. Tyrion went from absent from top 5 as suspect. Yeah, that's suspect. I think Fremi not being in top 5 for like 60% of the picks is suspect because the jewelry was so insane. So I would expect to see Fremi and Tyrion win, like, up there. But if anyone else can find it, let me know. Okay. Sorry, I'm catching up with chat now because YouTube chat's going crazy. Organized Soul Wars games were essential. Dude, I'm so happy Soul Wars is gone. I'm so happy it's in the bin. I'm honestly so happy it's in the bin. That is 100% League Score. There's no Varlamore. True. I didn't even spot that. I want tier 3 reveals. You want tier 3 reveals today? But what if it's Bank Heist? All right, listen, if it's Bank Heist today, you're going to come back here and you're going to say, I'm so sorry, I wish this upon everybody in chat. Promise me that now. Hold on. I'm finding your name and I'm holding you to that. Because if we get Bank Heist today, everyone's going to be sad. Yo, cheers for the follow, boys. Appreciate it. I hope we get another Shattered Relics League. You know what? I will be the first person to say that Shattered Relics was fantastic until Jagex decided to refund everybody's points. I can't even remember why they did it now, but then it essentially just became, hey, you're playing the regular game mode just with like some relics, unlock whatever you want whenever you want, by the way, lol. I don't know, it took away all of the hard decision making that the first few days had as soon as they refunded people's points. I think it would have been much more interesting for people to be in a position, like, let's say like week 2, week 3, where it's like, oh, you unlocked that boss, that's cool. I didn't have enough points to unlock that boss, so this is the route I went down instead. That is a really cool aspect, but they refunded so many points that no one had to struggle. No one had to make a hard decision. Skills being cheap is the right move. Bosses being expensive is also the right move, in my opinion. Like, don't make people get to the point where they're like, oh shit, I'm new to leagues and I forgot to unlock Herblore and now I have no prayer potions. Like, let's not do that to people. But like, boss decisions, definitely. And I'm just trying to think. It essentially kind of locked regions out. It was like a mini region lock, really. I missed the God set bonuses from Leagues 3. I mean, listen, they've incorporated elements of those things into relics that we've seen in Leagues 4, 5, and 6. Like, you know, we've got the Zamorak items buffing Minion. We've had Soul Stealer in Leagues 4, which was like loosely based off the Draken's Touch or whatever it was. Like, they've clearly gone off some of the good things from Shattered Relics and built it into something more. I think that's good. I hope we get hybrid quest. Wait, hold on. I'm seeing things. I hope we get hybrid combat based on echoes and it being not linear. Yeah, for sure. We know it's not going to be linear. They've said that. Hybrid echoes is interesting. I kind of hope the echo hits, if they do come back, they're unique to like each style. But I hope that they give you like just a much broader span into each of the 3 combat styles so that, you know, you don't have to feel like you're locking down one. Because let's be honest, you get to the point, again, week 2, maybe week 3, where you're like, okay, this has been fun, but now I'm bored of shooting things with range and I want to do something else. And like having 4 points in another style was often just felt bad when you had 6 in another. Yo, LloydTube, you are all good, my man. From Suffolk, good old Suffolk. How is it down there today? It is grey skies. That's the UK for you, man. I hope combat relics are like 100 small shards where you can combine them instead of big ones and a lot of buffs. So basically like Shattered Relics, right? You're basically saying, let's bring back Shattered Relics, but have it where like... Okay, hear me out. Instead of it being like Shattered Relics where you collect individual ones, just have loads of them on like different nodes. Like Path of Exile, right? We know that Arcane, who I don't know if Arcane, Mod Arcane, has been involved in the development of League 6 as much. I really don't know. Haven't had the chance to speak to him, but like he's a big Path of Exile fan, and that's where the original inspiration for leagues came from. And I don't know if you guys have seen Path of Exile's mastery tree. Hold up. I'm gonna get this up for you. I'm not saying let's do this. I'm just saying inspirational. Okay? Let me bring this up. It's gonna blow your mind. It's already blowing mine. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, actually, let's not do this. But let's like shrink it. That's not what I'm looking for. Oh, I mean, that's close enough. That's close enough, right? I'll bring this up. PoE example. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not saying let's go, like, to this scale, because this is kind of crazy. But, like, you know, let's shrink it down a little bit, but maybe have nodes that are like, this is a melee node, and around the melee node are a couple neutral buffs. This is a range node. Around the range node, there are a couple neutral buffs. So, like, you can choose to pick neutral buffs or specific combat styles, and you can move away from it. Let's not, don't get it twisted. I'm not saying let's go this complicated. I'm saying, like, just grab, like, even if it's just this side, hold on, even if it's just the left side of that example, something a little more flexible. That's all I'm saying. That's only 1/4 of the tree. Yeah. We're not playing PoE. One day I would like to give it a go. Like, I've only played one league in PoE, and I was so lost because I knew nobody else that played it. I played it for like 3 days, and I was like, I'm lost, guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm dying. I don't know how to play this. Okay, time to smash refresh. Check League's Discord. Ready for the reveal. If anybody is in the League's Discord, by the way, the official one with the discussion, if we start spamming some, like, frog heads, that would be ideal. Let me just close all these tabs so we can be ready. I'm going to pop one in now. That's it. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. We're taking over. Anyway, right. F5 spam. Middle ground is definitely just Skyrim. Man, I haven't played Skyrim in ages. Yeah, I did like those trees. The ones where they kind of branch off, not into too many, but yeah, I like that. Refreshing their Twitter. Wait, what did I just see? The thing is, guys, I only caught one glimpse of that picture, and it was below, and I guarantee it was an EV skate post. I guarantee it was an EV skate post. How did I know? How did I know? I caught one glimpse of it. Old school. Nothing yet. Yo, cheers for the follow, Converge. How you doing? What do we have tonight? What do we have tonight? What are the predictions? Guys, wait, hold on. Everybody in the chat, on Twitch and on YouTube. What do we think? What tier? Not what relic, what tier do we think it is? It's going to be a 6, a 3, or a 4, right? It's going to be a 6, a 3, or a 4. If it's a 3 and it's goddamn bank heist, I might crash out. It's live. Don't bait me. Don't you bait me like that. Oh, wait, it is. Wait, stop. I think I know what it is. It's Friendly Forager. Hold on. Pause the music. We'll play the video, and then we'll go through it. turning that down. Forager's pouch. Okay, applies to Hunter this year. Have a chance to find and store a grimy herb in the pouch. Herbs found are limited to those your herb lore level plus 25 can clean. Okay. It grants XP. And it counts as a herb sack. Is that it? Are we done? If this isn't tier 2, it's terrible. But it's got to be tier 2. Oh, okay, yeah. So it still has the herb lore side of it. Okay, that's actually huge. 4 dose created instead of 3. That was part of Production Prodigy before, right? All right. Friendly Forager. Ladies and gentlemen. Friendly Forager. Wait, do we know what tier it is? Is it a tier 2? I'm just going to check this page. Am I going crazy? It's not here yet. It's a tier 2? It's tier 2. It said so. Okay, my bad. We'll stick to this description for now then, because it's the actual official page doesn't seem to be working. So, this is the play with Endless Harvest, if not going Korend. I'll have to ask you a question on that in a minute, because I don't understand the Korend link yet. Hold on. Not on website yet. Massive relic. Okay, so because this is a tier 2, it actually is a massive relic. So it's competing with, first of all, just so we're all on the same page here, it's competing with Hotfoot, which is agility, GP, smithing, and cooking. It's competing with Woodsman, which is kind of farming because of the seed element. It's Hunter, it's fletching, and it's fire making. So 4 elements to both of those 2 relics. And this one, realistically, is only good for herb lore. I'm not saying that that's like a bad thing, because a herb lore solve is very, very good. But I'm just saying it doesn't quite extend. I think the really good thing off the bat with this relic is that because it applies while you're doing Hunter, as well as what it used to do, which was woodcutting, fishing, mining, the Hunter element's really nice. That feels like they've put that in just because we're in Varlamore and we're probably going to do Hunter early. But it's just generally nice. You just know they're going to put loads of Hunter tasks in League 6 because so many relics seem to have like a synergy with Hunter. All right. So when you gather resources, you find a random grimy herb. It can be anything that you can currently clean plus 25. It also provides a small amount of herb lore XP. The pouch will only find herbs it has room to store, but will always attempt to give you a herb you can receive. Okay, so on that particular function alone, for anyone who's never picked Friendly Forager before, that might seem like a little bit of a nothing burger, but that is actually a huge element of the relic because you can use that to kind of manipulate what herbs you get. So if you fill your herb pouch with, let's say, all of the crappy herbs like Guam up to Irit, let's say, and then you fill all the higher level herbs, let's say above Snapdragon, then you will only get, every time you interact with a resource, you will only get either Ranars or Snapdragons, if that makes sense. So a lot of people used it that way, and it looks like it's still going to be used that way. Obviously, you want to gather all the early herbs early on anyway, but you will get to a point where you can just stock up a ton of Ranars, a ton of Snapdragons. I believe this works all the way up to Torstall, right? So, yeah, even if you need to get to the point where you need to make super combats or whatever, you can target which herb you want to get by filling it with the rest of the herbs. Which is kind of dope. Everything but Ranars, then you only get Ranars. Everything but Snapdragons, you only get Snapdragons. Obviously, if you fill all the others, then yeah, you'll get whatever is not open. It did work with Hunter and Raging Echoes. Oh, my bad. My bad. Still, I think that's really good. I think it's good that it extends to Hunter. God, what do I think about this relic off the bat? I think that the herb lore element here in particular is is honestly kind of bigger than the gathering herbs. That might seem crazy, but like, let's say you're already thinking of picking Nature's Accord. Herbs aren't going to be a problem. You're going to get a ton of them. This is a nice thing for people who are definitely thinking of picking Larcenist, though. And I kind of wish that thieving was included in this relic. If they put in here, you gather resources from woodcutting, fishing, mining, and hunter, and get a herb whenever you do that, and included thieving, my god, this would be so busted, and I guarantee people would end up locking this plus Larcenist down like most of the time. It would probably be too strong. Right. Potions created 4 doses, whatever. It's fine. I mean, you're going to be making so many of them anyway. I guess it's just nice that you don't have to decant them yourself because we don't have the Grand Exchange to do that. So, yeah, that's kind of annoying. But the 4 dose is nice. The secondary ingredients having a 90% chance not to be consumed. Again, stock's going wild here if you're not thinking of picking Nature's Accord or another farming boosting relic. This alone, you can just ignore farming. You can just ignore farming entirely. You can get your secondaries from PVM. You can get all your primary herbs from this. And Herblaw's done. That's my thoughts, honestly, though. I'm assuming this is updated now. It's not. All right. I'm going to stay on this site anyway, because I think I'd like to talk about how it compares with Hotfoot and Woodsman. So we'll talk about that now. All right, hold on. Let me catch up with everyone else first. Will Endless Harvest count as 2 sources of gathering, with Barb only being 1? So Barb is definitely 1, yes. Endless is 2. Hold up, though, because you might actually be onto some crack theory there. When you gather resources from woodcutting, fishing, or mining. So yeah, if you're getting double resources, you are getting double herbs. At least that's how I read it. That's how I read it. So it sounds like it works really well with Endless. AFK solving a skill like woodcutting, mining, or fishing on top of being able to solve something like Herblore is huge. Cannot underplay the value that is. However, I'm just going to say it now. I'm still picking Hotfoot. I'm still picking Hotfoot. How does it compare to Hotfoot and Woodsman? All right, let's talk about that. I think that Woodsman, honestly, is the weakest of the 3. I feel like Hotfoot is still, to me, the highest. And the reason for that is because it does solve, like, 4 different elements for you. While as, you know, Forager realistically is just a Herblore solve, a supply solve. Like, it's good. But I think if you're... Okay, you're going to sit in one of 2 camps, right? You're either going to be the person who doesn't mind doing PVM on, like, ridiculously welfare gear with, like, 2 sips of a potion... Or you're going to be someone who wants to be absolutely flush. And then camp number 3 that I should have mentioned is you also just want to have the chillest time ever and you want to AFK a little bit with Endless Harvest. I'd say they're the 3 camps for like whether you would or wouldn't pick Friendly Forager. And I personally don't think I need the Herblore solve. You're going to get prayer potions from a Moxley Atoll. You're going to get loads of herbs and seeds and secondaries from PVM. I think that's going to be fine for me. I can do Hunter in the meantime and just struggle through the early levels till I get to Moonlight Moths without something like Woodsman. And then Moonlight Moths are my prayer potions if I still don't have a soul for Herblore. That's fine. Like, I think there's multiple ways you can look at it, right? Mixology is good for Herb, but you do need the 60 Herblore requirement to use it in the first place. So getting to 60 Herb without a Herb solve, it's not exactly quick. It's not exactly quick because you're going to burn through secondary ingredients. Like, you'll get probably quite a lot of irrits if you do a lot of Perilous Moons, but then you still need to get to, like, the Herblore level to use that, right? With Zaya, you do get easy Red Spider's eggs, Don't you just get red spider's eggs with Karamja anyway? Doesn't everyone just get red spider's eggs? Imagine they bring back Botanist. Hold on, what did Botanist do? What did Botanist do again? Because I can't think of any other thing you want on top of that. I feel like it works well by itself. Oh, buffs never expire? Yeah, that's dope. You know what I'd love to see in League 6? Is similar to Deadman mode, I'd love to see them bring like an overload in that you can use anywhere in the game. So if they bring back Botanist, I would love that to come with like, you can also combine like a super combat, a super ranging, and like a magic potion to make like an overload. And then those stats never drain. That would be kind of cool. I would like to see that. It was way too broken. It was strong. It was really strong. What about reloading this relic? Would you do that? I would not. No. Like, I just don't think I... Right now, my best case use for reloaded is still to go back and pick natures. Like right now, I'm still thinking I take Larcenist at tier 5, and at tier 7, I come back and take natures. That's my current thoughts on best reloaded use right now, but it may change. I think there's going to be more points behind natures than there is behind just Herblore. Because you can do Herblore through natures. It's going to be a bit slower, but you can do Herblore through natures. You can do farming through natures. You get a teleport relic as well, like for free within that. I don't know. It seems like a good use. All right, let me catch up with you guys. What are your thoughts on this relic? I'm sorry, if you've posted it ages ago, feel free to give me your latest views because I'm interested to know what you guys think. Where would you rank this? If you had to rank the tier 2 relics, 1, 2, 3. My current 1 is Hotfoot. My current 2 is Forager. My current 3 is Woodsman. But I think the gap between Woodsman and Forager is... It's thin. It is thin. And has this been updated yet? Because I would love it to be here. No one's updating the site today. JMods are on holiday. JMods are on holiday today. Hotfoot 1, Forager 2, Woodsman 3. Yeah, fair enough. Hotfoot better. Forager and Woodsman are almost on par with a slight nod to Forager because Woodsman takes care of already fast as fuck skills. One of them being 0 time fletching. Yeah, but... Yeah, okay. No, I see what you mean. I think the... a lot of people are saying Veil Totems is fast enough. And it definitely is for fletching. It's already really, really good. I do have to say, the element of fletching in Woodsman that is nice is... You don't notice this until you pick a relic like Production Prodigy, or in this league like Woodsman. But when you are fletching something like Broad Bolts or Broad Arrows, well, not Broad Arrows, but Bolts and Darts particularly, you notice your wrists start to seize up after like trying to go for like 90-something fletching for Dragon Arrows or Dragon Darts. Like, you will notice the pain compared to if you had something like Woodsman or in the past Production Prodigy. You notice the difference massively. Even though Leagues is still a buff, you notice it. Doesn't Woodsman also solve clues, double Implings loot? Yeah, Woodsman imp stuff, honestly, I thought was the second strongest element of the relic. I think the strongest element of the part of Woodsman for me would be just like getting a shit ton of chins and getting to 99 ranged on day 2. That is definitely doable. I don't know who would do that though, because you're much better off rushing relic tiers and getting the passive XP multiplier buffs and all that other good stuff. But I like the chin element the most from Woodsman, and then I like the imp element second. Because if you really wanted to, there's a route that you could go out of your way, do Hunter early, go to Puro, get your rune armor, get a dragon dagger, like get some really good gear. A glory, a power army, whatever you want. Like, Implings have a lot of good stuff. All right, I'm catching up with everyone else's votes. So, where are we? Hotfoot 1, Forager 2, Woodsman is 3. I told AI and it gave me the same tier of best to worst. Really? Interesting. What was the AI's conclusion, though? We're all assuming Reloaded will be better than the other tier 7. True. Also true. The other tier 7 could be huge. Hotfoot by miles. Hotfoot by miles. Hotfoot 1. 1 hot, 2 woods, 4 forager? You've skipped a tier. Is it that bad that you're putting it into 4? Weakest of the 3, I'd give this a C tier. I would agree. I don't think it's bad, though. So, like, in what world do you pick? Let's look at these relics and talk about in what world you might want to consider picking this, because I feel like it's kind of unfair sometimes for all of us maybe who have played a lot of leagues to assume that everyone has the same playstyle as us. Now, what relic combinations would Forager go well with? If you were to pick Endless, Forager goes fantastically. Like, I'm already seeing a crazy, like, AFK setup going on here. Endless, Forager, Larcenist, Minion. Like, you don't even have to play the game anymore, man. Like, you just sit back and chill. So I think if you're picking Endless and you really don't want to have to do PVM, maybe you're not confident in PVM, or you don't want to do farming, Forager is very good at tier 2. We're not going to talk tier 3 and 4 because having only one other thing to compare, like having nothing to compare it to is just pointless. But then like at tier 5, Larcenist, if you're going Endless and Forager, is also insane. You won't need Natures because Forager solves that for you, essentially. Sure, you might still have to do the odd farming run for farming tasks, but I think double dipping Forager Natures is maybe overkill in my opinion. I think it's overkill. So Larcenist will go really well if you pick those two as tier 1, 2. Hunter Sacks also give herbs. They do. Also, Barbarian gathering souls agility if you want to get Forager. True, like if you're thinking I kind of want Hotfoot and I only really want it for the agility, then maybe you're a Barb Gatherer into Forager instead. Like maybe that changes your tier 1, tier 2 choice. Like originally, if you were thinking, oh, I'll go Endless and Hotfoot. But, you know, now I've seen Forager, I've got that Herblore Solve, and I need something for agility. Maybe you go Barb now. Anything for the Barbarian propaganda, right? All right, let's move it this way a little bit. Oh god, that's way worse. I've got my like mirrored camera on, so I have no idea which way I actually am. Here we go. What is the abundance route? Abundance is the big brain play. I've got to say it. Abundance is for people with giga brains, okay? If you can use this relic like to maximum efficiency, mathematically, it is the best tier 1 relic, I'm pretty sure. But you're going to have to pick your regions and choose your skilling methods and like use this really efficiently early on to get value out of it. Because if you don't use it efficiently early on, it's like, what's the point in picking it? Real giggers will go Abundance Woodsman. Yeah. I see where you're coming from. I see where you're coming from, but only for the fletching element. And maybe the woodcut and fire making too. Even the hunter element, man. I do think Abundance Woodsman is a fantastic combo. And I'll quickly go through why for anyone who was thinking of picking Abundance. Let's just forget the non-combat skills permanently boosted by 10. Let's just talk about the XP and money for a second. Woodsman, like, doubles up on everything it gives you. So, like, automatically fletching an entire stack of items is going to make you so much bank. So much bank. And if you decide not to do, like, a full inventory of bows and you decide to go darts instead, change that bank, which, you know, you're probably going to break even. Well, not quite break even. You're actually going to make a bit of profit on something like broad bolts. But instead of focusing on the money, you're going to be getting that abundance extra XP on top of every kind of like dart or broad bolt fletching action. So that's going to be huge, and probably the fastest 200 mil outside of Larcenist. It may even be faster than Larcenist if you've got the resources to do like Dragon Darts or something like that. It definitely would be, but I don't think anyone's going to have that kind of stack. And even the woodcutting and fire making. So I made a mistake when I first did a video on this relic because I kind of mistook the toggle effect as choosing which skill you wanted experience in, woodcutting or fire making. The fact that it gives you both woodcutting and fire making means you're going to get huge XP drops, huge GP drops. It's crazy. The double hunters stuff on chins, which already give a ton of XP, is insane for XP and GP. Like, it's, I don't know. I think the Abundance Woodsman combo is honestly just right now the best out of all of the tier 2s if you're going Abundance. But Abundance Hotfoot's not bad either. Abundance Hotfoot. Abundance. God, my demons are coming out. Abundance Hotfoot is also good. Because the passive agility XP, they're not huge drops, right? But just having that GP drop into your inventory while you're running around and ticking tasks off is pretty nice. I do think there's a slight double dip in terms of the GP generation. Like, you're not going to want to have to do manual agility, get 10k on top of the abundance. But if you think about it, the double completion on the lap count and that bonus chunk of XP you'll get will also be extra GP on top. So if you want to get rich quick, if you want to feel like you've got Golden God without having Golden God, maybe halved in terms of GP value, at least, Abundance Hotfoot is good. It seems each combo relic looks like a straight line. Barbarian into friendly, you reckon? I feel like Endless is better with friendly, personally. But Barbarian's also good with friendly. Barbarian is good with friendly. I mean, wait, do we know actually? That's a really good point. Someone, can you confirm to me if a JMod has said this in the Leaks Discord? Does the knapsack from Barbarian Gathering also let you store like herbs and stuff? Because then like if you are like kind of out there and you forgot to empty it or whatever, like let's say your herb sack fills up, could you start to put them in that instead? Could you like empty your forager pouch, put it in your knapsack, and then refill your forager pouch? I don't know. That would be a cool interaction. It does not. Cooked and uncooked food, ores and bars. Okay. Kandarin takers don't need fletching at all. Ranger's guild was so fast. But then you're stuck in Kandarin. True. Let's have a look what we got here. How are we solving agility? I'm right there with you. I mean, abandonment, exactly. I think that's where my mind went. I mean, I'm still picking Hotfoot, so I don't really have to think about it, but like agility's not going to be that bad anyway. I don't think agility's going to be that bad anyway. Like, how many tasks are there behind agility? One of each rooftop course, one for getting Snapdragon usually. Is it a Snapdragon at the Brimhaven agility course? One for getting the Pirate's Hook, which is just horrible to do early, but it is really good value for points. And probably wouldn't be surprised if there was one for certain agility shortcuts. Like, I don't know, do a level 70 agility shortcut or something like that. I think that's about it. Hallowed Sepulchre, all of the minigame kind of stuff, sure. But like, there's not that many agility tasks, so I don't think you need necessarily a solve with 100% run energy. Lamps, are you lamping agility? So like, I think this is an interesting topic because I've really bounced back and forth on what I want to lamp early. I was saying to Double Shine yesterday, maybe there's a play to originally, okay, I'm going back a bit now. Originally, before Perilous Moons was announced as auto-completed, I thought, okay, let's just lamp the runecraft requirement. Let's just jump straight to 20 with the Karamja lamp. Now that we know that's auto-completed, I'm not going to bother with runecraft. And I was starting to think, hey, you know what wouldn't be bad? Is if you lamped Herblore just kept doing that so that you could eventually just use the irrits you get from Perilous Moons if you don't have a solve. If you're not picking Natures, if you're not picking Forager, I think Diary Lamp's going to Herblore. And then, yeah, that's where we got to yesterday, Skeletor, is that, like, me and Double were talking about Prayer, and I thought maybe it's actually a play to put one Diary Lamp, like the Karamja Easy Lamp, into Prayer early. I can't remember how much XP that's going to get you. I kind of want to work it out, because I think it is actually a strat. Karamja Easy Diary, remind me, how much is the lamp? 1k, 5k at base rate? That's kind of trash. Maybe wait until you've gone up. Maybe wait till you've gone up to, like, the next XP multiplier. 5k is, like, only just getting you 20 prayer. What do we think? Honestly, I'd rather solve high click intensity skills and things like agility I can do on mobile because it's brain dead. I mean, that's what I did last year, bro. I think I loaded it up on, like, a tablet or something and just, like, watched a show whilst doing Brimhaven agility, like spamming the agility shortcut in between tickets and then just doing tickets. Like, it felt good. That's a slight white lie. It didn't feel good, but it was fine. Any skill above 30 as well to use Diary Lamp? For an easy diary? Damn. No, not for an easy diary, surely. Really? No. Easy diary you can use on any level. Yeah. Karamja is exempt? Okay, yeah. Not the Karamja Easy Diary. Okay, I see. So, how soon do we get the next XP multiply, guys? Tier 2. Tier 2. Hold on, because that's a game changer. Tier 2, Karamja Easy Lamp gets you to 25 prayer. And then your next one isn't until tier 5. So let's just say that that's in the bin, right? I think it's a play to potentially use it in prayer, and then you just do your last 5 levels at dragons in Varlamore, and then at 30 you can do the method, because we're gonna need 37 prayer for Moxie. Yeah, I think that's a play. If you wait till tier 3, it's 12k. Oh, wait. Dude. Oh, okay. I think this is what I'm going to be doing then. So I think that's a really good strat. You wait until tier 3. You grab your Karamja Easy Lamp. You put it into prayer. That gets you 29 prayer. 1 level off the Varlamore prayer method. That's huge. Of course, this is only for people whose second region isn't Wildy. Because if you've got Wildy second, this is really not a thing you need to worry about. If you've got Wildy as your first actual region pick, your pick of freedom, let's say, outside of Karamja, then don't bother with this. Just focus on doing league tasks until you have Wildy. Go do lava dragons or regular dragons. Go to Wildy altar and jobs are good, and you know. Minigames if you have the region for it. Yeah, I think you can still minigame Telly, right? Karend and Mori do have a way to increase prayer, but like... Hold on, is music playing twice? That's really annoying. My bad, guys, if that was like an absolute earache. So because Mori's is locked behind the Ectofunctus, I'm pretty sure you get the what's the quest called again? Remind me. Ghost Ahoy. I'm pretty sure that's auto-completed, right? So yeah, you could do Ectofunctus at Mori early with this 12 times multiplier, and that would be fine if Mori's your first region, but I would, unless you are experienced at the game, I would not be picking Mauritania as your first like actual region pick. It's kind of horrible, man. It's kind of horrible. It doesn't have like great skilling methods. All the PVM is like mid to high level. Yeah, it's not fantastic. 20k Barrows Lamp if you're brave. Yeah, if you're brave. This is what I mean. If you're brave, if you know what you're doing, and you can just go through Barrows by like flinching, because you can realistically like flinch your whole way or lure the brothers around the crypts for the whole Barrows run. It's totally fine to do. Then yeah, you've got your overhead sorted. Barrows is easy with Evil Eye. True. And you probably will have from leagues previous. I think you generally unlock your first region right here. Straight after tier 3, that's when you get your first region usually. It will depend on the tasks you've done. If you've, let's say you've just like AFK skilled, you're probably going to be like back, like, sorry. If you've AFK skilled, you probably got a bit more league tasks to do because you've got more points than you have done tasks. But generally speaking, I think I typically unlock first region at the same time as unlocking tier 3. I think Karamja will be unlocked where we normally get first region. I'd actually be super happy if they slowed down the rate at which we unlocked the first region this league. I would be happy if like you got to tier 3, then got Karamja, and then you get to tier 4, and then you get your first region. Tier 5 second region, tier 6 third region, and then you've got all your regions for the last 2 big powerful relic tiers. That would be cool. Yo, Sermon, can you talk about some of the other big brain abundance plays? There's like the thing with abundance, right? Generally speaking, I can't do it like all because I'm not even thinking of. I mean, I am on the fence. But right now, I'm still pretty locked in on Barb Gathering. The thing you want to focus on with Abundance is skilling methods that give you regular... Like, there are 2 ways to do it. If you want big GP drops, you want big XP drops. If you want lots of XP and you want to use it efficiently, you want fast XP drops. You don't want big XP drops, you want fast XP drops. So things like spamming... there's a spike trap agility shortcut in the Brimhaven agility course. If you were to spam that, I think you can dive over it once every 5 ticks. You're going to be getting the additional abundance XP drop every 5 ticks on top of that. And it probably works out really decent agility XP. That's an example for agility. Obviously, fletching, we've already been through. Let's think. What are the really fast methods? If you are a sweat and you know how to tick manipulate, and you go for something like fly fishing, and you tick manipulate fly fishing, teaks, or something like that, right? Then abundance is also insane with that. I will go through a bit more in a bit more detail, but I don't want to lose track of where we were just at because I've already forgot what we were talking about. Okay. Where did we get to then? Has the website been updated? Still no. Damn. Yo, Flumple, how you doing today, bro? J-Mods fell asleep and forgot to upload the blog. Yeah, it's bank holiday here in the UK, so... Well, it probably is in most places, but... Yeah, I don't think they're working today, so I wouldn't be surprised. At least the Twitter was updated. I'm a sweat. Yeah, I'm a sweat day 1, 2, then have to get back to the kids and work, so lean in EH and Hotfoot. Abundance does sound fun. Yeah, I think EH Hotfoot is really good. Honestly, EH, I never thought I'd say this. EH is just the best tier 1 in the sense that it literally doesn't go bad with anything. Like, if you pick EH, you won't feel bad. If you're really on the fence and you don't know what you're picking, EH is just like such a safe pick. While as abundance, I would avoid picking it unless you know what you're planning to use it for and get the most out of it. And we can go through some more examples in a bit. And then for Barb Gathering, I think it's similar to EH, but does require a much more active playstyle. EH definitely edges out over time, but I think Barb is stronger than EH from the get-go because of the crystal tool, gathering speed, buff, that kind of stuff. Underwhelming reveal ragdolls? Yeah, it's I mean, listen, it's better than getting something like Bank Heist if that's coming back. Someone in the chat said, I hope we get a tier 3 today. And I just said, like, I really think you're going to regret that if it's Bank Heist. I would much rather that it was Friendly Forager. Now we have all tier 1 and 2 relics. I actually think it was smart of them to release that today. Because now people can actually, like, look at tier 1 and 2 and think, this is what works for me. Murray always second or third? Agreed. Murray second is totally fine. In fact, I think Murray second is better than going Murray third just because having to actually get some value out of Barrows, you kind of have to pick it second, because if it's your last region, chances are you've got better gear than Barrows. And it feels bad to have to go back to Barrows in your third region when you've already got better gear. It feels bad, man. So at least being excited about getting a Barrows drop is a benefit of taking Murray second. What type of relic would they have to release to make Reloaded not worth for you? We spoke about this yesterday. I think if they gave us preloaded, which a lot of people are saying would be a cool relic, which is like pick a second tier 8 relic, I think that might be a consideration for me. I also think that the masteries will make a big play on Reloaded, because if I feel absolutely covered in the combat masteries and that I don't need an additional tier 8 buff, let's say, then I would still reload into a skilling relic. If Reloaded was up against something like Banker's Note or Total Recall, I would still take Reloaded. I'm not too interested in either of those. Total Recall would edge out over Banker's Note for me, though. If they did both come back in tier 6. I don't know why Jagex would do that, because it would be so harsh on Culling Spree if they did that. But yeah. Abundance and NA into 200 mil farming at Tithe is a wild thought. I can't remember just how sped up the 5 times farming stuff feels at Tithe, but the fact that Nature's Accord doesn't have the like instant grow mechanic that it's had previously when it was like Farmer's Fortune or whatever, I actually think that Tithe Farm isn't going to feel as good as maybe I initially thought. I think like still having to wait for things to grow and like pick them all up is kind of going to be annoying, rather than just like plant, gather, plant, gather, plant, gather. You know? But it is a wild thought, you're right. Could go crazy. I'm just catching up with you boys and girls. I wonder if tier 3 5 times passive game will apply there. Apply where, sorry? Which one are we talking about? It's like 45 mil XP an hour at Tithe. That's nuts. News Post has Forager now? Yes, we have been through... Oh, as in this has Forager now, does it? Oh my god, that makes me feel so much better. Huge! We've got the latest full-looking-ish relic reveals. I don't know. I really thought we'd be a bit further along. I think maybe I'm feeling a bit spoiled, though, because I can't remember how late we got the full relic reveal list last year, but I'm sure it was also quite late. I'd be interested to compare with Leagues 5 and see how many relics we've got now to compare versus last year. I'm sure it was fewer, but maybe not. Don't look at the chart. What chart? Even if you just row 2 in Tithe, it'll be stupid fast XP. And I say that as someone who doesn't even plan to do 50 mil tasks. Yeah, that's true. We still have 2 weeks left. It feels closer than that. Yeah, I know. That's what I mean. The fact that we have 2 weeks left, what, last year, we were 2 days in, or like 18 months ago, whenever League was, we were only 2 days in by this point. So we had like maybe 2 relics, or maybe a relic and like we found out that we have boosted XP or minigame points. I don't know. We've got so much more this year at this time. It's been in the Relic description for 10 plus minutes. We have read it. We looked at it on Twitter when it came out, man. We watched the video and we've been looking at it on Twitter. So we've been through the Relic already. Varlamore gear is just better barrows mostly. Yeah. Yeah. And you know what's interesting about that is that because we got the Echo reveal yesterday for Mauritania, and it's not the Barrows gloves or the gloves of the damned. God damn. Too good. I mean, listen, yes, they've recycled Echo bosses, but there's new Echo items, and I think that is really, really good. I personally did not like Gloves of the Damned last year because it didn't do what I thought it did. You know, when I even went through and like got a chance to like use them, I thought like, oh, this is doubling both the set effect and the bonus or whatever from the Amulet of the Damned, but it didn't do both. I'm glad it's not back this year, but that does make a good point for the guy who said, you know, Varlamore gear is better than Barrows. This year, even more so, because we don't have a way to buff Barrows gear, unless this Lithic Scepter does it, but I don't think it does from the description. So Barrows gear is just, you know, again, if you pick Mori as a second region, maybe Barrows gear has a use for you in places where you might value some extra tankiness, but otherwise, Moon's gear is just better. Moon's gear is just better. We still don't know if they recycle mechanics. Exactly. Could be a totally new fight. Could be a totally new fight. And I'm only seeing 2 Guardians here. There were 3 in last year's fight. There was Dusk, Dawn, and definitely not Dusk, which was an interesting angle. All right. Forager was last night's time, but don't think I can pass up on Hotfoot. I'm in exactly the same boat. I can't remember which playthrough I picked it. So first playthrough last year, I definitely picked Dodgy Deals first at tier 2. I think on my second playthrough, I picked Forager, and it did feel really good. It was really nice to not have to think about farming or even herb lore. And then you lock in like, you know, whatever else you want to avoid those relic at those tiers. It did feel good. But this year, I really feel like Hotfoot, it's just so good. When do they usually reveal combat masteries? Last year, it wasn't until a week before the league, but I think this year, yeah, it's going to be the same. It's going to be next week. It's going to be next week they reveal combat masteries. Pretty sure that's what Sani said. Damn! Damn, Bucker. Thanks, man. 5 tier 1 subs. Thank you, bro. That's really kind. I really appreciate it, man. And thanks for the follows, guys. And thank you, by the way, everyone who's here chilling out. It's nice to chat leagues. I actually wanted to go... I actually wanted to log into game today and just run around Varlamore and start to, like, theorize what some of the starting tasks might be, but I think I'm having more fun just talking through the relics. Absolute beast, Boker. Thank you, man. Legend. So haven't heard this idea anyway, but people keep mentioning that prayer could be a bit tricky with no golden god. Have we thought about endless harvest and those calcified rocks? Um, yeah, I guess we have. Like they're okay. I don't know. I just like we spoke about this yesterday. Sorry, I was multitasking there. We spoke about this yesterday, and I can't remember what the XP came out at. Maybe some big brain can do it while I'm talking. But if you gather 3 bone shards per time you gather, and that's doubled with endless harvest, so let's say it's 6, right? 6 times, let's say you're at tier 3, you've got 8 times plus the 1.5, so you're at what? 9.5 times XP at tier 3 for prayer. And then you do the Varlamore prayer trainer method at 30, which, by the way, you know, you still need to go and get, so you can't just endless harvest the first 30 prayer levels. It's still, in my eyes, works out much slower than just doing Perilous Moons, getting the bone drops and doing it that way. I think it's fantastic for people that need to AFK. I think, listen, if you've not got much time to play, passively getting mining XP and prayer XP is, I mean, come on, it's a 2-in-1. It's a win-win, right? You were glazing Hotfoot 3 days ago? I still am, bro. When did I change my mind? Hotfoot's still number 1. It's okay to talk about the positives of all the relics. You don't have to be in a single camp of, this is my relic, and I'm going to stand on this hill and die on it. Like, you don't have to do that. You can talk about all the benefits of all the relics. You know that, right? Yo, what up, Seika? How you doing, bro? Thinking Abundance, Hotfoot, Nature's Accord, and reloading into EH for late game AFK. And is this blasphemy? I don't think so. Listen, I think if you're picking Abundance tier 1, that is the only tier 1 that I would consider maybe reloading into another tier 1. Because Abundance isn't going to buff your gathering at all. So, like, take Abundance early if you think you can get the most out of it. Which isn't really that hard to do as long as you're actively playing the game, honestly. But, like, take Abundance early. Maybe you reload into Endless Harvest when you want to chill out a bit. Maybe you've got a few days off work. You want to go hard early, AFK later. I think Abundance reloaded into Endless is a pretty good choice. Nah, man, glaze your relic and nothing else. Yo, Rafa, I didn't mean to go hard, man. I hope that didn't come across insulting. But listen, like, I like to talk about all the ways that you can use a relic and use an experience from previous leagues, having played with all of the relics before, to, like, maybe help people who are considering it, rather than just being like, this relic is trash because I don't want to pick it. Like, I'm picking Hotfoot. I've been locked in on Hotfoot since I've seen it, but I can appreciate the benefits, you know? Refresh? Why? What's going on? Have I missed something? Have I missed something? No, because I know this is how Double Shine got stick bugged. I'm not doing that. Yeah. There's nothing new. I appreciate that take. I've seen a couple streamers just claim certain relics are trash. You're trash for taking said relic. Nah, man, they're all, like, honestly, props to Jagex this year, because besides conniving clues, which we don't even know what it's up against yet, by the way, I could be wrong. Besides conniving clues, I think all of these relics have a really strong place, and there's an argument for all of them. And they've done a really good job at balancing them so far. None of them seem like, whoa, this is by far the best relic, and the others are, like, just not even comparable. I think the balancing's really good so far. I'm interested to see what's up against conniving clues, you know? Because I really don't want to take it. I don't want to do clues, man. Now you've said it, I can't stop thinking Hotfoot Larcenist into Reloaded Natures. Yeah, so what would you pick at tier 1 with that, though? Because I'm thinking, like, Hotfoot Larcenist would go really well with Endless for just like super chill AFK. Endless, Hotfoot. I mean, Hotfoot's not AFK, but Endless, Hotfoot, Larcenist, super AFK. Reload into Natures, solves your Herblore, solves your farming. I don't know, it's kind of chill. I hope they start leaning into less clue tasks. I definitely hope the weighting is lower early. Last year was... Dodgy Deals was just too strong, man. New Relic, clicking on map and teleports on that spot. Dude, that would just be too strong. You just get like the J-mod teleport. Nature's Accord feels so underwhelming, do you think? Really, bro? I really like Nature's Accord. I don't think it's like... Don't get me wrong. I think that missing the Instagrow is a little sad. I don't think it's bad, though. A teleport relic? Pardon me. A teleport relic, something that gets you 99 farming, super chill. Something that solves your herblore, your PVM supplies. Without... My God. Without having to do Hunter. You know? That's those enchiladas, guys. Killing me. Which first relic would be good with Hotfoot tier 2? All of them. All of them are good with Hotfoot tier 2. Hotfoot literally doesn't go bad with any of these. I guess the only argument for maybe some anti-synergy, and it's a big maybe, is that Abundance already solves your GP. So, like, do you want to do active agility, get GP, and think, like, man, I'm double dipping slightly? I think that's the only argument for, like, maybe Hotfoot isn't as good with Abundance. But then there's, of course, the thing I went through earlier where, like, if you're double completing courses with Hotfoot and getting that bonus XP completion, like, lap count with the big chunk of XP at the end, Abundance is going to go well with it. And because it gives you that extra chunk of XP on every time you get an XP drop, how many XP drops do you tend to get on an agility course? Like 6 or 7 within relatively quick succession? Like, I'd say Abundance does go pretty well with it. But I think that's the only argument for, like, maybe it doesn't go well. Otherwise, everything else goes great with Hotfoot. What's my region pick so far? Damn. So, like, because I'm going to be playing on 4 accounts, not all at the same time, I'm not that crazy. But because I'm going to be doing 4 different playthroughs, I kind of want to have a different experience each time. So I think playthrough number 1, I was going to go Mori, not first region unlock, probably Zaya. Zaya first region unlock, into Mori, into Fremi, but only because I don't want to pick Fremi on any other playthrough. So, like, I might as well just get it out the way, right? So Zaya, Mori, Fremi, playthrough number 1. That's going to be a melee playthrough. I want to get the door. I want to get full Justy. I want to be a tanky boy. I want to smack people with the door. That's what I want to do on my first playthrough. Playthrough number 2. I want to do ranged. I want to do Wildy. I want to do Asgarnia. And I want to do the desert. Wildy, Asgarnia, desert. Probably in that order as well. Yeah, probably in that order as well. Because if that Wildy crossbow does freeze, Asgarnia is going to feel really good being able to freeze all the God Wars bosses and not really have to do any of the mechanics. And then, you know, maybe get a couple gear upgrades in Asgarnia before going to the desert and then getting fortified Missouri. I feel like that combo goes really well, actually. Wildy, Asgarnia, desert, range playthrough. For magic, Kandarin's, you know, it could be great, but I still don't feel excited about it. Kandarin, Asgarnia, and then I feel like I picked most regions by then. Tyranwin? Do I really want to play through without a raid region? Maybe that. Maybe Kandarin, Tyranwin. Where was I? Kandarin, Tyranwin, and whatever the other one I said was for magic. What about you, Boca? What's yours? 4 screens at one time? Dude, I actually could do with an extra screen. You know what I'd love to get? If you guys have any recommendations, let me know in Discord. I'd love to get one of those, like, monitors that I can turn on its side and have above my main monitor so that I don't have to look over here to read chat. Like, I can just look here. That would be ideal. So if you know any good places, you'll have to let me know. Right. I went Wildy last year, and I don't think I got PK'd a single time. I only got PK'd by accident. By people in like the clan or like friends or just people watching stream who came along to do wildy bosses, and they're like stray Kopesh lightning hits just like absolutely destroyed me. I'm bringing 2 new players to leagues. That's what I love to hear, man. That's what I love to hear. I want Asgarnia for the elemental dagger, see if it's busted. That's exactly what I'm thinking. So that was the region I forgot. I guess I'm going Asgarnia in 2 playthroughs this year. Kandarin, Asgarnia, and Tyrannwyn for my magic playthrough, probably. All right, Flumple, what do you got to say? What are people using their GP on? Is there anything other than construction? Yeah, I guess you've got to... Yeah. Construction is the big one. You just know there's going to be a demonic throne task because it is League 6, Yama is in charge, blah, blah, blah. So there will be a demonic throne task, you know, 99 construction. You'll need a lot of money to get there quickly, but not that much if you just want to go slow with like teak planks, especially if you are an endless harvester or a barbarian gatherer and you can just build up all those like logs early. And then there's a sawmill in Varlamore anyway, so you don't feel bad. I guess the extra GP though is nice for things like runes, because we have 2 rune shops in Varlamore. Nature runes and lore runes aren't going to be all that cheap, and you're going to want them to kind of get around, or, you know, for high alch, low alch to actually make money otherwise. You're going to want maybe... I tend to find that like with like 300 to 500k, which you don't need any sort of GP generating relic to make, but with that kind of like ballpark figure of 300 to 500k, that's all you really need to buy your gear in leagues. Like maybe you go buy full rune from, if your region has a place that sells rune, full addy, arrows, bows. Like you don't need that much GP. I did say Wildy, Asgarnia Desert for ranged. Yes. Where do you buy teak planks? You don't. You just buy the, you just get the teak logs in Varlamore, and there's a sawmill in Auburn So the sawmill in Auburn you can just turn your teak logs into planks. Nice and easy. Damn, without Kandarin, there's no butler? Is there not? Huh? Can't you just get the butler from any estate agent? Maybe not. My God, it's been so long since I got a butler. Oh, the Servants Guild. Of course. My God, it's been that long since I've been back there. The Servants Guild is in Kandarin. So yeah, no butler without that. But like, does that matter? I guess that's probably another good reason for Flumpy here who's wondering about GP. But if you've got a ton of GP, just have a load of lore runes. Just have a load of lore runes and just teleport to your closest bank. Maybe your teleport relic helps you with this. And then just keep the runes on you for teleport to house. Go straight into build mode. It's not as good as having a butler, obviously, but it is fine. Hotfoot is bad if you take Prif, just saying. What, because the gauntlet makes you money? Like, what's the reason behind Prif being bad with Hotfoot? Because Hotfoot's main attraction, I think, for most people isn't the money. The money is nice, but it's not just the money. Demon Butler is literally pictured inside Yama's lair in the post. That's true. Maybe there's going to be a way to get the butler from there. I don't know. Every sane person is probably going to end up lamping Runecraft this league. Yeah. Currently. You know what? I would not be surprised. Hear me out. Hear me out. I would not be surprised if at this tier 5, this third relic is something that helps with maybe prayer and runecraft. If it's a 2-in-1 for prayer and runecraft, does that change anyone's current opinion on tier 5? It would change mine. It would massively change mine. I actually think I would pick it. Now, tier 5 is... it is double tier 4. I think it was 5,000 points last year. So it does take a little while to get there, but it's still achievable day one. If you're playing from launch, it's still achievable day one. Wouldn't change yours? It would maybe change mine. Then all of tier 5 would seem boring. Need more clue relics? A clue relic in every tier? We need a clue relic in every tier. Yeah, if you're going Zaya first, then you got library, you're kind of chill for runecraft. It is still quite slow, but it's not bad. With Desert, runecraft is solved. Yeah, Guardians of the Rift, very nice. Also, Kandarin pickers have Zedamai altar. It's not great early, but it starts to scale up really nice for XP. Tier 5, one-hit bosses relic. All right, put the Executioner's Axe right here on tier 5 and watch everyone crumble. And the complaints will start coming out to Jagex like, no, you can't put a PVM relic in that tier. I wonder how many people use the new Sync Cox guide for this league. I haven't watched it yet. I saw it on YouTube yesterday. I'll have to give it a watch. The guy's a beast, so. I bet you Yammer's Lair will let you get a butler. He's in the video all the time. True, true. Maybe that's like a little teaser then. Suckboy Johnson thinking of going Zaya Desert Tyrannwin for mage range. Yeah, that's a great combo. Double raid. Crystal armor. Yeah, pretty good. You can get your T-bow from either one of those anyway. Woodsman is technically a clue relic with imps. True, true. So what you're saying is we technically could have 3 clue relics here already. We got Woodsman, we got Conniving Clues, and Larcenist. If they update this element here to include clue scrolls, which Husky seemed to hint at yesterday, that this is a typo or something. Maybe there's technically 3 clue relics in there already. Guardians of the Rift has a level requirement, though. As in the quest, or like to actually start it? I'm just having a look now. Because, like, it's going to be auto-completed, right? So I don't even know if you're going to have to do it. I can't see. I can't see from the wiki. The minigame itself is 27, level 10. I'm getting mixed feedback. ZAD gang, rise up. ZAD. What would you focus on, though, combat for that? ZAD, you could honestly do anything. Melee, range, or magic. Pretty good for all 3. I do think there'll be a relic that gives half runecraft XP when you train prayer and vice versa. Yeah, if we were gonna see like a prayer X runecraft relic, maybe I'd expect to see it in 4 or 5. I'd expect to see it somewhere around here. I feel like getting a prayer relic this late feels bad, man. Like, you'll already have overheads, and if you don't, I don't know what you're doing, but you'll already have overheads by tier 6. 27. Okay, boys, you're right. 27 runecraft. I've just checked the wiki as well. Level 10 runecraft is required for Temple of the Eye. 27 runecraft required for the quest, for the minigame. Okay. So yeah, like maybe if you end up picking Desert and you think that that's your soul for runecraft, like you still probably need to use your Karam Jarizi Diary Lamp on it. That'll get you 25 at tier 3. Was it 25 or was it 29? It might have even been 29 at tier 3. I think it's 29 at tier 3. And then, yeah, you can just jump straight in. Personally, I don't think I'm worried about runecraft. Because how many tasks are locked behind it and how useful is it to actually do runecraft? Like, we got really lucky with rune shops this year from our base spawn. Like, Varlamore has lore runes. It has nature runes. I think it has runes up to death already in Camtorum. Hold on. I'm going to check. Camtorum rune shop. Yeah, runes up to death straight off the bat. Nature runes, lore runes. Like, I don't know, man. I don't think you're that worried about it. It's really just for like getting those base levels, for those base level tasks, for those, I don't know, get level 25 runecraft in. Like, I guess just a nice to have if you want to get through some extra league tasks. Runecraft is solved with Naguas. Taco Bell, it's so slow though, man. I think we looked at this the other day. It's only like 50 XP base game. 50 XP base game from Sulfur Naguas. And even then, it's a 1 in 32 drop and it won't be boosted. So you're looking at what? 5 times XP, 250. At tier 3, a little bit more. But even then, it's not going to be that fast. Like, it'd be good for getting you to like 30 runecraft, and then you're going to be like, dude, this is so slow. Which Naguas? Sulfur Naguas. Sulfur Naguas drop some essence that you can trade in for runecraft XP, which everyone will have because Perilous Moons is auto-completed. So everyone technically has a way to get to like 30 runecraft pretty quickly. Yeah, early runecraft is fine with Naguas. You might not even need to lamp it, honestly. And the other cool thing about Naguas as well, by the way, is that right there where you fight them, near where Blood Moon is, there are loads of Moonlight Moths right there. So if you are a Woodsman picker, or if you've decided to go do Hunter early, you can just leave your prey melee up without needing Herblore or farming to have prayer potions, because you could just go catch a Moonlight Moth, restore your prayer, and just like kind of AFK there, semi-AFK. It's not bad. It's not bad if you have a Hunter level. Otherwise, I feel like without prey melee, you're going to be banking quite a lot. 30 is perfect if you take Desert. True. True. You need 48 Slayer. It's auto-completed, bro. Oh, you need 48 Slayer to actually kill them, though. You're right. Hold on. They're a Slayer creature. You do actually need 48 Slayer to kill them. That's put a stump in everyone's plans, hasn't it? This leagues, I get to try some of the bosses out. Hell yeah, man. That's what I love about leagues. You know what? Like, pre-leagues, I'm going to be honest, back when before I started making leagues videos, so back when I was doing Trailblazer, the first one, Leagues 2, I was honestly, like, kind of trash at the game, honestly. Like, I'm not saying I'm good now, but I'm much better than I was. And it gave me the confidence to do things like Inferno and Colosseum and like the hard stuff in the game. A lot of people will probably, like the elitist PVMers out there, will say like Leagues does not help you with shit because relics are just like so unbalanced that they don't help. But trust me, it does. It does. So if you're playing Leagues and getting into PVM for the first time, it's the best time to do it. Funnies, you're good, man. Thanks for the sub, though. I appreciate you, man. And welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. All right, hold on. What are we saying here? We can get Slayer task in Yama's lair so we can start. Oh, you mean in Xanaris? Yeah. So we do get access to Xanaris straight away, but I think we all know how painful early Slayer is. What tasks are we going to get? Hold on. Has anyone been big brain enough to work out what Slayer tasks we'll have at level 1? Because at level 1 Slayer, going to like Chelder, what are you going to get? Like, terrible stuff. I'm telling you, it's going to be terrible. Early Slayer gives crabs. I mean, hey, crabs actually not bad. Frost crabs for the magic XP or just sand crabs. I was thinking like you might also get ice fiends. Ice fiends are also in Tapayawik. You could get dragons, right? Dragons would actually be such a dope Slayer task to get early. You know what? If it gave you dragons early, you'd be feeling pretty good about it. Like Slayer XP plus getting your passive prayer XP early. It's lovely. Birds, cows, crabs. Yeah, it sucks. It really does suck. But all of this came from us trying to figure out how we were doing Ringcraft early. Personally, I don't even think it's worth it. I think you're still better off waiting until you have a decent combat level to do Slayer, and then wait to do runecrafting at the same time. Otherwise, you're just going to be slowing yourself down massively. I know it's not a race, but trust me, if you do level 1 Slayer and you get bad tasks, you probably will regret it. Yeah, wait till your first region, maybe. If your first region doesn't have a good soul for any of that, no better Slayer creatures, no better runecraft methods, maybe at that point, get some combat levels, go do some Slayer. But usually, you'll have kind of the world open up a bit for you, right? Zaya. I mean, I will be picking Zaya first. And not because I think it's the best region to unlock, but just because that's the playthrough I'm picking Zaya on. And it's the only playthrough I'm picking Zaya on, so why not? Pick it first. Hespori is also, generally speaking, based on last year's experience, Hespori is also like the easiest Echo boss. So if its bow is really good for early combat, honestly, this is maybe... There is the farming requirement, but... Yeah, the farming requirement's too much of a pain in the ass to do it super early. Because I think I'm going to have Zaya well before tier 5. And that's if I go Nature's Accord first before Larcenist. And I think I'd rather, based on what we have now, I'd rather go Larcenist before Nature's Accord, reload into Accord. Anyway, you'll have Tithe. Yeah, I will have Tithe. I could just struggle through for the Hespori wreck. It's not a bad idea. Thank God we have that stupid crab. True. They did say more cows and hill giants will be spawned around the map. Amen. Amen. I mean, I tell you what, as memey as that might be for like the Slayer stuff, giants are like your only early source of cosmic runes. Like if you do want to enchant some jewelry early, am I right in thinking that? Hold on. Camtarum, no cosmic runes. Tauteklan rune shop, I'm sure no cosmic runes as well. Oh wait, no there is. Oh, you're chilling. We are so spoiled this year, man. Cosmic runes in a shop? Crazy. Actually crazy. Dragons would be like third task at earliest if your combat is high enough. I mean, can't you just say to Chelder to ignore your combat level? And you might get dragons? I don't know. Actually. But dragons wouldn't be bad with water spells early. It'd be pretty chill. Varlamore being so goated makes any region combo ungriefable. It does. It really does. Like, you would look at someone who picked Kandarin last year, In a way, right? You would kind of look at them being like, hey, you're either a content creator or maybe you've made the wrong pick here, buddy. This year, I mean, first of all, I think Kanda and Stonks are going to be way up, but we'll have to wait and see. But also, Varlamore is so good that you can pick 3 regions people consider generally not great together, and it doesn't matter. Because all the Moon's gear is so good. You'll have a quiver from Colosseum. Hey, you know what? I really hope the throne weapon from there, the Tanau Sticks of Ralos, I kind of hope there's a use for that this year. I kind of hope it actually works as like a decent range weapon on top of its spec. I don't know. I love that weapon. Scritic, do you know Jagex will make an update with Tempestus? I don't know. I do not know that, I'm afraid, man. I was kind of expecting that to be announced in the roadmap with the Sailing expansion. Like maybe it's an island attached to Varlamore, sure. Like it's around there. But like maybe you have to sail to it. I don't know. Maybe it'll come this year or next. I think the main Slayer monster in low-level Varlamore, if you only have that region, is going to be Hill Giants. Yeah. Yeah, there's loads of Hill Giants. You could get Mosh Giants as well, right? There's Mosh Giants. You could probably get Wolves. There's Wolves. Trying to think what else there really is. Scorpions. That would suck, man. I think there's like only a few Scorpion spawns from memory. Scorpions would suck to get early. Like you'd all be fighting over 3 Scorpion spawns. I think Harpy Bug Swarms, if they're even still there in Varlamore, they've got a Slayer Rex, so you won't get them early. If they're even still there, they might have actually removed that back on Varlamore Part 2. Jaguars? Can you even get Jaguars as a task? I don't think you can. Yeah. The tasks aren't good early. I would not recommend doing Slayer straight away. A lot of combat achievements in those 3. What, in Zaya, Asgarnia, Mori? Yeah, there really is. If you're looking top page, that's probably a good region combination. What's the debate up here? Talking about tier 1 and tier 2? Going for Kandarin and Zaya, so I feel like I want both tier 5s we've seen so far. Such a conundrum. Yeah, I kind of get what you mean. Listen, I mean, right now, going Larcenous before Nature's, maybe you pick your Kandarin region before Zaya, and then you reload back into Nature's Accord, and then get your benefit at Tithe Farm. Maybe that's the play. Eldalo. Don't we start with the Abyss? Can we do Runecraft there? I don't think we do start with the Abyss, man. Unless I'm mistaken. Like, I think when they're talking about the Abyss in the blog posts and stuff, they're talking about the Fairy Ring Abyss, which is just Abyssal Demons, Abyssal Walkers, and those little annoying shits that drop the talismans and stuff. They're not talking about the Runecraft Abyss. How would you look at ZMT? That's a crazy, like, melee ranged kind of combo. Sorry. Melee mage kind of combo is what I'd probably do in ZMT. I mean, honestly, ZMT is also just really good for everything, right? Blowpipe, Crystal, Armor, Bofa, T-Bow, all mega rares technically. Ancestral. Yeah, I mean, it's particularly good for mage range, but it's also quite good for melee on top. Yeah, ZMT's good. Do we have access to Abyssal Sire? We do. You can fight Sire. That's the other fairy ring in the Abyss. The unlocks are finicky. Do we have ruins right away for Ice Dungeon? Oh, you mean like the ruins of... Is it Tapoyawik? I can't pronounce it, bro. Hold on. I'll bring it up so that people can see, because I think this is actually like one of the areas in the game that not many people have been to. unless you've done the Amoxicliatl boss, and even then, you may not have done much of this here because it has so much more going for it. How do we open up the dungeon? Ah, there we go. So this place is actually kind of goated. This place is honestly kind of goated. So everything here, unlike some of the like elemental weaknesses you get above ground, like dragons being weak to water, everything down here is weak to fire. So you've got from like left to right, top to bottom, you've got ice giants, ice spiders, jellies, blue dragons, naguas, spiders. On the other side, you've got ice warriors, cave crawlers, and frost crabs, and ice fiends. And if you look through their drop tables, they actually, I mean, first of all, dragons are just insane for bones. Frost crabs are insane for magic training because they're fully AFK. They're kind of like sand crabs, but the magic version. The naguas have the Tomotli. So I don't think I have seen in the blog post that this quest is auto-completed. Access to this quest is behind the Heart of Darkness quest. Pretty low requirements. But this would be pretty good for early Slayer. Yeah. Cave crawlers do drop herbs. This place is actually on really, really, really good. Really, really good. And I never see anyone down here. Oh, there's the Moon Key chest as well. You just know that's going to be a task. 2 Runite rocks. Moonlight moths down here for prayer restore. So listen, if you're doing a Amoxicliatl early because the Echo boss is there, and maybe you don't have prayer potions at this point, and Amoxicliatl hasn't dropped any themselves, maybe you've got the hunter level to just pop out of the instance, grab some Moonlight moths, go back in. Yeah, it's a pretty dope dungeon. Okay. Half an hour until the next reveal, guys. Half an hour. Thoughts on rushing Moxie and Moons on a range build? Is it better to do Sunlight Crossbow mixed hide into fight caves? Sunlight Crossbow is so good, man. I don't know if anyone has seen the budget Coliseum run I did, where I did a video starting from 0 GP doing the Coliseum, but like the Sunlight Crossbow carried the whole thing, man. I did the whole Coliseum with that thing. It is so good. Yeah, I would recommend doing fight caves with that for sure. Thing is, if you're also an Impling guy or girl, can't we get rune crossbows from them? Might be mistaken. I might be mistaken. Doesn't look like you can. Elite clue. Maybe not. No. Yeah, I guess it's going to be Sunlight Hunter's crossbow, guys. Sunlight Hunter's crossbow carried you through Galvek? You might be the only guy I know that's done Galvek without a rune crossbow and, like, ruby bolts, man. Fair play. Props to you. On the iron? Oh, fair play. Yeah. The crossbow is so strong. I think we actually did DPS calc it when I did that Colo run. Like, I'm pretty sure it was better consistent DPS than a rune crossbow with enchanted bolts as well. So to answer your question, thoughts on rushing Moxie? Yes, but with a range build. I'm not as sure on. I think if you are planning on going ranged and you want to do Moxie early, I think you're still kind of better off doing melee early and then transition into range later. Only because you're probably going to want to melee the Perilous Moons, especially if you want to get your Eclipse set with Atlatl. Ranging any of those bosses doesn't feel great. And also Moxie being particularly weak to crush and being able to get the Tomotli from the Naguas outside of there or from her herself. I don't know. I think I would still probably go melee early, even if that's just to like base 50s, and then start doing ranged once I haven't like, once I've done moons at least. When did we get friendly forager reveal? We got it an hour and a half ago? About an hour and a half ago, man. I'll leave it up there for you to read if you want to read it. We have been through it. We think it's strong, but generally speaking, ranking the tier 2s, I think my current preference is Hotfoot 1, Woodsman 2. Actually, wait, did I go Woodsman 2? I definitely think Hotfoot 1. I think maybe Forager 2, and then I think Woodsman 3. But that's just my playstyle. I think like there's an argument for any of them being the best there, based on what you want. Making us grind moons on a temporary mode is wild. I don't know, man. I think there's going to be something really fun about seeing like dozens and dozens of people at moons all doing it at the same time. Like moons solo is a bit of a miserable experience after a while, but like there being so many people in leagues makes everything just so much more fun. Watching someone get stacked at the Blood Moon is going to be funny the first time and the 50th, trust me. Barbarian into Hotfoot seems the move. I mean, I'm getting a lot of hate. I'm copping a lot of hate in my Discord for currently being a Barbarian Hotfoot stan. You know, people saying that Barbarian loses so much value just because of the agility element of Hotfoot. I mean, I disagree, but yeah, I get it. I get where they're coming from. I just think that's a very small point to argue on it. I think that Barbarian Hotfoot is still very good. Did Forager change from last league? Because last year it was so good. No, it seems pretty similar, if not identical, man. Originally, I thought the Hunter element was new, but apparently that was there last year as well. Friendly Forager is boring and sad. Listen, I think if you're an endless harvester, I think it's insane. I think if you're an endless harvester and you want to AFK, picking Forager at tier 2 is crazy. You're going to come back from like your 20 to 30 minutes AFK into a full herb pouch of all these early herbs. You're going to have prayer potions before anyone else. There is a snake grass spawn in Varlamore. A 90% chance with Forager not to consume it when making pea pots. I don't know. I think EH Friendly Forager, very, very good combo. Very, very good. Even Barbarian Forager. Barbarian Forager is good as well. I don't think it's as good as EH. Because you got to remember you're going to be getting double the herbs from double the resources on EH. So I do think EH Friendly Forager is slightly better than Barb Forager, but I think they're both good. Yeah, dupe protection yams is one of the big things at Moons that makes it actually not a pain in the ass. And you do get, yeah, the drop rates, exactly. So, yeah, I know what you're saying when you say making us grind Moons in leagues is kind of pain, but like, the drop rates were so good last year. I think my first KC, which was an absolute struggle at like 50 or 60 combat, my first KC last year, I got like the Blood Moon boppers straight away. Like, it was so quick, man. Getting that first Blood Moon set happened within like 10 or 12 KC. And then Moons just became a joke. As soon as you got that full Blood Moon set, it becomes a joke. Let me just take a moment to speculate on the Fremi Echo Helm. I bet it's going to give you some kind of Zerker effect that increases your damage to lower your defense and armor value? Really? Is that just because on the wiki, V is not wearing anything except his helmet, pretty much? I can't remember if he is, even is he? Let's have a look. V. Yeah, he's got like no armor on. So you think that it's going to be like a no armor thing? As cool as that would be, I think it would be kind of shit to devalue certain drops and being like, I've got all these regions, but if I want to use this helmet, I can't equip any gear. I think it would be cool for it to have a Zerker effect. Maybe just double up with Darox. Maybe just double it up with Darox. Have it like the lower HP you are, if it is going to have a Zerker effect. V helmet will replace Emperor ring and necklace stats. And a Zerker effect. Possibly, yeah. I mean, it might even just be Fremi jewelry, but in one slot. And it's a helmet slot this year instead of a necklace and ring. And the big benefit to that is it doesn't devalue Kandarin, because then you can still improve your magic bonuses with Occult Necklace, Tormented Bracelet, or Confliction Gauntlets in Varlamore, whatever. I feel like a helmet slot is actually kind of smart. Now, what would have been smarter, in my opinion, would have been either a ring or a blessing. Because let's be honest, there's only a few regions where you actually care about the rings. Desert being the main one because Light Bear is just so good. Kandarin if you want suffering, I guess. If you're doing like maybe a recoil thing. Or just want high defense. But I think a ring slot or a blessing slot are just the easiest slots to avoid clashing with any set effects. Because then if you do want to wear full Blood Moon and you've got V's helm, you don't get the set effect. If you want to wear full Eclipse, if you want to wear full Blue Moon, you get the picture, right? I think getting echo items in slots that don't clash with pre-existing set effects are quite important. Can I just kill Blood Moon if I want melee? Yes. Yes. It looks like that's been answered already, but yeah, you can. It does devalue Jaw and Nezi. Yeah, exactly. It clashes with its own region, man. But I think like Blessing or Ring slot is kind of good. Unless Crystal Blessing comes back. I don't know. Maybe that's today's reveal. 25 minutes. Yo, Bamf, how you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. Welcome back. Another league. You're back here again. V is most known for the Basilisk fighting. I'm guessing some combat effect immunity. Like 1,000 Dragon Ward. Yeah. That could be cool as well. Maybe they've put that into Fremi this year. I mean, we know it's not going to be in the crossbow. That would be weird, right? In the Wildy crossbow. Yeah. Too much to speculate on, man. Like right now, we don't have any good, solid info on the Echo bosses. I think the only Echo item we have probably the most info on is that dagger from Asgarnia. We know that it works with elemental weakness. It's a one-handed dagger. It's kind of cool. Pray for Runecraft combat helm for V's helm. How would that work? How would it work, Bruce? Tell me. Hell, I may reload Friendly Forager once I'm done AFKing with Hotfoot. Yeah. Yeah. I tell you what I might do. Is Double still live? Probably sleeping. Nah, he wouldn't sleep before the second reveal, man. Anyway, I might link up with him quickly just before this reveal, just to see what he's thinking about Friendly Forager, because he was so locked in on Hotfoot as well. I don't think it would have changed his mind. Still live? Just came from there? Okay, yeah. I'll drop him a message, so we'll probably link up in a mo. Silk-lined herb sack and forager's pouch share space. Doesn't it already act as a silk-lined pouch? Or am I thinking about Woodsman now? I'm not thinking about Woodsman. So you can have both? Would be nice if it had same passive as Serp Helm. I genuinely hate grinding Zora. Zora is like one of my favorite bosses, man. Zora is so much fun. I mean, Zora dropping the Serp Helm's pretty nice. You just feel bad if you don't get it early, right? He is ragging on Hotfoot up on Woodsman. I can't believe the treachery, man. I can't believe the treachery. Nah, listen, Hotfoot is too good, man. Woodsman, I mean, we can talk about what Woodsman would be good for, right? Because I think Woodsman, I mean, it does work really well with Nature's Accord. You're going to get all those seeds. You can plant them early. When you do get tier 5, you're going to get so much yield from them. But I think the strongest element of Woodsman is the hunter stuff. Like being able to get to 70, 80 hunter, have sunlight meat as a really good source of PVM food. Really, really good source of PVM food. Having moonlight moths, also insane. Moonlight moths might actually be the biggest play for anyone looking to rush PVM in general. And Woodsman is going to get them there quicker than anything else, because unless you're going to do what I'm going to do, which is like just struggle through Moxie at 37 prayer on the dot and have to prayer flick everything without a means to restore prayer until you get a Peapot drop from Moxie, unless you want to do that, which isn't fun. I have to say it's not fun. This kind of helps, right? This really helps. There's probably going to be so many tasks behind Hunter's Rumors. You can guarantee there's going to be one for like beginner, easy, medium, hard, adept, whatever. There's going to be one for each one of those. There's going to be one for the whole set of the Guildmaster Hunter set, whatever it is. There's going to be one for upgraded Quetzal Whistle. There's going to be one for even getting your Quetzal Whistle, which is locked behind 10 Hunter's Rumors. There's probably going to be one for like cook or eat some hunter meat, which this is also going to help you get quite quickly. I don't know. I think that Woodsman, until we see the task list, I'm still kind of like, I'm not underestimating it. I'm not underestimating it at all. I just need to see the task list first, because I think this could be the play for tasks over the other two. I think this has mad task and league point value, as well as getting you set up for PVM. While as Hotfoot, long-term is going to be the play. Long-term. Woodsman, crazy early value. Friendly Forager, good value kind of throughout. Hotfoot, crazy early value. Even an argument for Hotfoot being good for throughout, honestly. You and Double have opposite takes on a few relics? Yeah, I'm sure we do, man. I'm sure we do. Like, that's part of what makes our discussion so fun, though. I've missed a call from him. Hold on, here we go. You'll have to tell me if you can hear him when we get in the call. See if he answers. My bad, I missed this call 4 minutes ago. Oops. Hotfoot, got your food and cash sorted? Yeah. The fishing element is so dope. Yo, Double.
Yep. What up?
Can everyone hear Double Shine? I mean, probably not now because he's quiet.
Oh, yeah, my bad. Sorry. No, hello. Yeah, I am talking.
No,
everybody hear Scritic.
Yeah, hello. Testing.
Yeah, they hear you. We're good today.
We're good today. Good. So, like, some people have come in my chat and say that we've got completely different views at tier 2 altogether because you've been ragging on my favorite relic, Hotfoot. but also we got friendly forager, and I've just spent the last like hour talking through, well, to be honest, everything. But I'm curious on your thoughts. What do you think the friendly forager, first of all? Mid?
To me, okay, so the thing that I see about it is that there's a lot of other good options right now that I think a lot of people are kind of counting on. Mainly, I think a lot of people are just completely writing this off because they're planning on going Nature's Accord, which is totally fair, right?
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
if another tier 5 comes out and you don't have Nature's Accord and you don't have Friendly Forager, like Herblore gets hard. Herblore can be tricky. And I don't know if that matters. I actually don't know. Like maybe you just don't care about Herblore, but yeah, that to me will probably determine. I think more people will pick it once the other tier 5 comes out and they get kind of like moved off of Nature's Accord.
Yeah.
Or at least they'll consider it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's like, it's already got some really good synergy if you're someone who, because like quite a few people in chat have been saying they're thinking Endless Harvest and Friendly Forager. And I can already see a picture where like you might pick Endless Harvest at 1, Friendly Forager at 2, and Larcenist at 5. And you've just got this like the AFK man's gamer kit set up, you know?
Yeah. So it's funny because I actually don't think Endless Harvest benefits the most here. I actually think Barbarian Gathering benefits the most here. Like that's a big winner.
Like early on, I get it. Like early on, I get it, but like, go on, what's your reasoning?
Because the knapsack can hold 140 of an item, right? And that actually pairs pretty well with the Friendly Forager sack because you can take out one specific herb. Let's say you take out like 100 snapdragons, and that's the only thing that's open in your sack, right? Then every time you roll the herb, it's only going to give you a snapdragon. It's going to time out pretty nicely with where your Barbarian Gathering knapsack is. Whereas, like, if you go Endless Harvest and Friendly Forager, like, yeah, you're going to get like over 1,000 herbs, but like half of those are just Guams and Terramins and just useless stuff. So I feel like Barbarian and Friendly Forager pair nicely. Yeah.
Yeah. But like,
and I think Barbarian Gathering is better for gathering early game.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah, no, it's definitely, it has the edge early because of the crystal stuff and the buff to gathering, but like, I guess I don't actually know if it works this way yet, but I think it's an interesting effect. If you are gathering twice the resource with Endless, are you not also gathering twice the herb?
I don't think that's how it works.
No?
I don't think so. But I could be making that up.
No, because that's fair. I don't know that either. But I was just thinking that would make a case for Endless eventually becoming better than Barbarian with Forager. Like, it won't at first, obviously, because you're going to have crappy tools, but eventually it might take over.
Right. And if it has a cooldown, because some people, I remember last year it had a cooldown on it, right? It wasn't like every single time.
Yeah.
And then Barbarian Gathering is maybe not as good because it will like, the extra speed that you get from Barbarian Gathering won't actually like matter as much. So probably some clarification needed on this one.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm getting ragged for my pronunciation of Quetzal. I'm gonna keep pronouncing it that way. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna keep going. So yeah, interesting. What were you saying about Hotfoot though? Because like people are coming in saying like, "Yo, doubles ragging on the Hotfoot right now." He's a woodsman guy now.
I'll say it again. I don't think Hotfoot is bad. I just feel like if you look at Hotfoot and Forager, and like everybody's just like, "Oh, 100% Hotfoot." I don't know. I just think people are overrating it a little bit, and I kind of feel that. Again, as somebody who used Quarter Cutter last year, I know how bad the agility on this thing is, and the cooking doesn't really matter. And like, yeah, the smelting is good. It is good, but when I see that as being like the only real like drawing point for me right now, I don't know. I just think that this is going to disappoint a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah.
I kind of just get this feeling that people think that they're going to put this on and get 99 agility in a week. And that's just not going to happen.
I don't even think the agility element is the main selling point of the Relic, though. Like, yes, it's going to help, but It's the processing. It's the processing and the GP on top of that. That like if you're not picking abundance is nice on top of the agility. That for me is the real selling point of the relic.
Uh, yeah, I think okay. So I think the auto smelt is good too. Like the GP. I mean, how long are you going to be doing laps for to get GP, right?
I mean, just as long as you need to buy anything from a shop, because you know, I think a big thing that people are focusing on is like without Golden God, where are we getting all the GP from? But realistically, how much GP do you need outside of construction? And I think that's something that kind of Flumple came into the chat to say. And I kind of get it, because how much do you really need? You need like what, 300 to 500k, maybe somewhere in that ballpark for like all of your gear, ammunition, runes. Like you're not going to need much more than that. So you won't actually have to do much agility.
Yeah, and I think the gem stall existing, like you could just go do the gem stall if you need like 500k for something.
Yeah, you could. You
So
could. Yeah, what
I
are we
wonder if
talking?
that's just going to
Larcenist
be
gem store though, because that's like tier 5.
no. The gem shop. You just buy like the
Oh,
emeralds,
right.
cut them, sell them back, and
Yeah,
it should end up being profit. And like, I mean, I don't think that that's like a great method either. But when it comes to like 100, 200k, I kind of feel like
yeah. You can. That is an
yeah,
alternative,
like you
isn't
can
it?
get your gold in other ways. Um, I think that like I don't think Hotfoot's bad. I kind of feel like unless you're doing a lot of endless harvest and Hotfoot at the start, which again, if you are, that's great. I'm probably not getting any AFK time for like the first 10 hours, right? So for
Yeah.
me, it's like I don't really want to sit and do like fish cooking at the very start. So it's like kind of low value for me. I don't know. I think
What are you going
Forager's
to use
good.
Woodsman for then? Are you gonna go down the Hunter route early?
I think the Hunter route is looking good for me right now. That's like a
Mm-hmm.
big drawing point. Also another thing about Forager. So, I don't know if you like pointed this out, but ICS is basically being you don't have secondaries anymore, which is a really good effect.
Yeah, like I was trying to say to the guys, like if you are maybe like not super confident in PVM, you're gonna get Ranars super early. You can go telegrab the Snape Grass spawn in Varlamore, in Civitas. And that will probably last you, I mean, with bad RNG, maybe only one part, but potentially a whole invent. And that's pretty dope. Like just get a set of prayer potions super early.
Yeah, and then the big one for me are the prescription goggles because it's additive. So it brings it from 90% to 100% once you start mixology. And like I
Oh
don't
yeah,
actually know where you
yeah.
get a ton of birds nests. I don't know where you get a ton of red spider eggs without like, different regions. And so when it comes to making brews, super restores, wine of Zamorax, things like that, like I don't know, maybe I'm underrating that a bit, but I don't have like very good solutions off the top of my head just based off Varlamore. I haven't really sat down and thought about secondaries. And I mean, there's a big difference between 500 birds nests and 26 birds nests, and you're kind of
True,
done. So
true. No, it's a good point if you need that though. Because there's also the argument that like you won't even really need many brews, and typically you don't. Like I remember getting to a point last leagues on like all the playthroughs where it was like I don't even really need to bring supplies anymore.
yeah, I remember I had Banker's Note, and there was a point where I just didn't even need them
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you don't even really use them. So that's fair too.
Yeah.
I wonder how fast this can get your Herblore going. I think with the desert, I really like this as a potential because you can do all the like unfinished potions.
Oh
Man, if
yeah,
this
yeah,
thing
yeah.
made, I think if this thing made unfinished potions instead of grimy herbs, it would be so cool.
It'd be insane at that point. Like really,
Yeah, I think
really
it'd be
good.
really good.
Interesting. Okay. So friendly forager, we think like there's definitely case uses for it. But you're leaning Woodsman and I'm leaning Hotfoot. I think this is going to be an interesting. We're going to have an interesting debate before launch this year on our choices. I think last year I'm sure we were quite similar.
Well, I also think a really cool part of it is I think everybody's sort of like internalizing their own starting route in Varlamore of like what they want to do and what they want to like prioritize. So I kind of feel like somebody who's thinking like, oh, I'm going to go do wood cutting and veil totems. Okay, they don't really need fletching, right? For me, I'm thinking just hunter. I want to go rush hunter. So woodsman just like it feels so good. And that early GP, I think from abundance should kind of help. And um
Sure.
Yeah, like, once we know the tasks, and also I think once we get like the tier 3, tier 4s out, because like, I mean, tier 4 was Golden God, right? And so
Yeah.
I almost feel like Golden God was the biggest uh like X factor of all of the last leagues. It changed so much, and like how you got to tier 4 and how that changed your game plan was so huge. And once we know that stuff, I think it will definitely like, yeah, it might change a little bit.
I think so. I definitely think so. I think the task list, and also we're all kind of right now focusing on like, okay, how does this help me in Varlamore? But we still don't know how soon you're going to get your first region and whether that changes your plan. Because right now, I'm even looking at Woodsman and I'm thinking like, I just spent 10 minutes talking to chat saying, you know what? There's definitely a route and a world where I take Woodsman to focus on Hunter to get to Sunlight and Moonlight Moths as like my PVM supplies. But if I get a different region or a better region, let's say like I go Zaya first, I've also got the farming guild. I've also got ways to get secondaries there. I've got lots of PVM, there's Seracnus as well for Red Spider's eggs. Maybe I don't worry too much about it at that point, but like it will depend also on your first region, won't it?
Right. And then like for me, I'm thinking Larcenist Tyrion win. I get 50 mil smithing for free. So
Yeah,
like
now you're just
if for
flexing.
my playthrough,
Now you're
like
just flexing.
Hotfoot is completely useless, right? So
Yeah.
it's kind of funny because I know for a lot of people they like it. For me, it's like this does nothing. So
Yeah,
I don't care
yeah.
about it very much. And then I start thinking, okay, well, maybe Woodsman is just better because I get the seeds and I can start planting herbs, and maybe I don't need forager. So
I mean,
it's a lot of like
realistically,
weird
you're
kind of
only going to
things.
use your tier 2 relic for like maybe an hour before you get your first region. If we get first region at around the same time as last time, because I remember, I don't know if it's the same for you, your first region unlock happened roughly at the same time as your tier 3 unlock.
Yeah, I would say about like, yeah, right around there.
Yeah. So like, I don't know if this year they've moved it up so that Karamja unlocks around tier 3, and maybe you don't get your first region until tier 4. At which point, again, maybe there's more waiting to use Hotfoot early for GP to keep you going until you get that first region. And if not, then yeah, I think Woodsman definitely has more value. But I don't know, man. Interesting. It's good to hear a different take.
Well, and that's also why, like, honestly, for me, I started thinking about gathering a bit more too, because I'm like, if it is delayed, like, I need to start doing gathering skills at some point, and I don't really want to go run and do like the rune axe grind. That's
Yeah.
oh man,
Yeah.
going to the Enchanted Valley, like I've had some miserable experiences over there. So,
I got crazy
yeah,
streamers luck last year, man. I think I went there
oh
in
yeah,
like 1 KC Runax. I was like, right, I'm leaving.
nice, nice, nice. Yeah, I don't know. I kind of want to. Yeah, I wish I just knew how long it's gonna take us and stuff.
Yeah.
I just feel like there's a lot of interesting decisions to make. I think tier 5 though is going to pull people off Nature's Accord, and they're going to be a little sad.
Everyone in my Discord yesterday, because I came off stream and I said to everyone like, "Oh, Larcenist is looking really good," and people were like, "Double Shine's been pouring sugar in his ears again. He's been sweet talking him. I think there's too much Double Shine propaganda." But you know what? Right now, I am still thinking Larcenist reloaded to Nature's is the play, but it's probably going to change. I'm still waiting on the next tier 6 relic.
Yeah, and funny enough, I'm kind of moving away from abundance a little bit. One thing I was talking about earlier was like, I started thinking like abundance, woodsman, larcenist, like I'm gonna have 5 bill cash, and then I realized that you can't buy noted stuff. So what am I gonna do with 5 bill cash? Like, I
Yeah,
what am
yeah,
I
you
gonna do?
don't have that
Inventory
Golden
trips,
God
a
thing, do you?
stonemason?
Right,
Yeah, and
right.
now I'm like, wait a minute, do I even care about this much money? Like this changes so much of my thought process because I kind of just took that as a granted with Golden God giving you that much money. And that other feature of being able to just buy stuff noted, it changes a lot.
So where does that leave you now with tier 1?
Honestly, I think it just moves Barbarian Gathering to S for me. That's it. That's like the only change. They're just all S tiers, and Barbarian Gathering, I see the vision now.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him. We got him. We got him. Huge.
We had a little joke. Like you can almost like build a route just following the lines. So like top, it's just the AFK. You just sit there. It's just League of Legends. You just top lane AFK, mid, you're just running it down, picking all these fast go quick things. And then the bottom one, this is what you do if you want to play bot lane. You just want to break your wrists with high APM, fletching, and abundance, and flask of fervor, spec spamming. So you just go crazy. Obviously, we don't know like half the relics, so this doesn't really
we don't.
work,
It's still a bit too.
I mean, listen, I just make some guesses here.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, I tell you what, I'll mute up because we're getting the next reveal in a couple minutes, and maybe I'll link up with you after that if you're cool.
Yeah, sounds good. All
right, man.
All right.
I'll catch you in a bit. Bye. Okay. All right. Who's the guy that told me the 6th of April reveal got changed? Because I know you're just trying to stick bug me, bro. Someone else click it first. I'm not getting stick bugged before anyone else. Someone else click it first and tell me. Yeah, this is today's reveal, Friendly Forager, by the way. For anyone who's joining late, it was Friendly Forager. It's a tier 2 relic. It's pretty much the same as last year. Double Shine did actually raise something I totally wasn't aware of, or at least had overlooked, which is that, you know, if you do take this, get to 60 Herblore, and get the goggles from the Mixology minigame in Alderin, you know, that 90% becomes 100% for chance not to consume secondary Herblore ingredients. That's actually kind of crazy. You know, only needing 1 red spider's egg, etc. The only thing I really hope they've changed is that I'm sure the way that works in game when you are trying to process your invent is if you only have 1 red spider's egg, you can only make 1 potion at a time. I'm right in thinking that, right? And it was really annoying because you'd still have to then like click back and forth and spam your space bar with the red spider's egg. That was really annoying. So I kind of hope they've made it work where 1 like secondary resource can do the whole invent. Yeah. Yeah, you had to collect 27. Yeah, so I mean, it's still kind of annoying. It's a nice to have, but it's kind of actually annoying, to be honest. Okay. I don't think through my chat with Double Shine today that any propaganda has like made it convincing for me to pick Woodsman yet, but I do have to agree that the Hunter element is the strongest part of Woodsman. And that if you do decide to go down this, you're going to get loads of GP from Hunter's Luke Sacks. Someone said it in Twitch chat. I think it was Faramir or Farmix, if I've said that wrong, that said that you'll get loads of birds' nests from Hunter's Rumors. Yes, you'll get loads of herbs. You'll get loads of birds' nests. You'll get GP. And you'll get Hunter's Meat as well, which is probably like really decent early healing food. So I do see the benefit. I do see the value. I'm just still kind of on this train of Hotfoot. But Larcenist is going to print GP as well. So like, I'm kind of 50-50. I'm kind of 50-50. However, I still think I'm a Barb, Hotfoot. Don't care about tier 3 and 4 yet. Larcenist, Culling Spree, reloaded into Natures, into Flask. Flask also really helps me with my lack of like Herblore solve early. I'm not going to need many supplies with this. I'm really not going to need many supplies. It's got a cooldown of 3 minutes, but it does completely restore your hit points per special attack. If you hit a 10 or a 20 or whatever, anything above a 10, it's going to reduce the cooldown. For every 10 damage you deal in a single hit, reduce the cooldown by 0.6 seconds. So I think you could reasonably have this up every minute if you're dealing loads of damage. And that is plenty of time to not go through all your prayer. Unless you're doing like a Toa run and you have those annoying invocations on and you're like taking chip damage and your prayer's going down a bit faster than usual. That might be the only place that's kind of annoying. And some Yama contracts where your prayer drains faster as well. Otherwise, Flask is so good for me. Flask is honestly so good for me. Scritic, Scythe is going to make Flask of Fervor cooldown go down like crazy. Is it though? Like, unless there's a minimum hit buff relic, don't like your secondary and tertiary Scythe hits usually hit like trash. Like, sometimes they don't get me wrong. But yeah, Scythe probably is the best weapon for it. Scythe, if we get a 2-tick Scythe again, man. A 2-tick Scythe, 3 hit splats every 2 ticks. Yeah, Scythe probably is the best. But also, like, double hitting weapons, big hitting special attack weapons like God Swords, like maybe even Elder Maul. Stuff like that is going to help with the cooldown as well. Griffey, I took the stick bug for you, Scritic. Don't get baited. 6th is bait. I knew it. Find him. Hunt him down. Where is he? On April 6th, you get tier 7 reveal. Pivas, you're in the bin, mate. Who's picking Toa? I mean, I'm picking Toa on my second playthrough. Listen. Maybe this is just like cope. I quite like Toa. I don't mind it. And I'm not talking about low invo Toa. Low invo Toa is actually really annoying. But like the sweet spot of like somewhere between 350 and 450 invocation is a really nice raid for me. 500 is just that step where it's like you actually have to like sweat a little bit. At least in main game. Obviously 500 and 700 in leagues is going to be super chill. But like 350 invo Toa is like actually really fun with a group. So I quite like Toa. Tob is just the best raid. And Chambers comes last for me. And I know everyone's opinion will be different. Friendly Forager should have just given us a full inventory potions. I mean, that's what Double was saying, right? He was saying like it should just give us secondary potions. Not secondary potions, unfinished potions. Pivas, I can't believe you came in my YouTube and Twitch chat to try and stick bug me. Bro, you are persistent. I'll give you that. Unreal. Literally, the link says tier 7 reveal. It actually does. I can see it at the bottom. The URL says tier 7 reveal. But no, it's a Griffey's already taken the bait for me. It doesn't work. Don't fall for it, guys. Anyway, I think we are late, by the way. I think we are late. Thank you for the follow, by the way, guys. Right. I think we are late because we should have another teaser. We're not late. Jagex are late. Checking League's Discord now. Echo mod Jed, I've just read. Still waiting for it? Nothing yet? Nothing yet. That's fine. We can continue talking. That's absolutely fine with me. Zorro, thank you for the sub, brother. Thank you for the prime. That's very appreciated. TA? You mean Toa? Toa is the best raid to get quick megas. Toa and Tob are both great, man. I mean, outside of leagues, yeah, Toa's the best raid to get megas, right? But like inside leagues, I think Toa and Tob are pretty joint. Like if you're doing Tobs, I mean, if you're doing hard mode Tobs, you're getting a purple like all the time. If you're doing Toas at what did your invo have to be last year? Was it at least 400 or 500? I think if you at least did a 500 last year, you were pretty much guaranteed a purple. Yo! Zorro, man, that is way too generous. Thank you so much, bro. 10 tier 1 subs. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. That's honestly way too generous, man. Thank you. Mass CMs will go crazy. Yeah, so I really hope, by the way, amazing picture. Frog likes picture, man. Mass CMs are going to go crazy, especially if they change the weightings on the uniques this year so that maybe you get less dexes and arcanes. More purples, like more actual items for people. It's going to go crazy. It's going to be so good. Thanks for being a Barb Gathering, Stan. I'm holding the fort down, bro. I haven't changed my mind since day one. We had Rafa come in the stream earlier and say, why are you bigging up Friendly Forager now? I thought you were a Hotfoot Stan. I'm still a Hotfoot Stan. Okay? I just like talking about the benefits of other relics. And I can see a world where all of these are very, very strong S-tier picks. but for the sake of criticism, see what I did there? We have to be a little bit on the fence about some of these, because the task list is going to matter massively for which one of these are better early. It was the 500s? I think it was the 500s. Thank you again, Zorro, by the way, man. That was, like, just so kind, man. Thank you. I'm late, but what are the thoughts on the Herb Relic? My thoughts on the Herb Relic, I'm just gonna give a quick summary. Thoughts on the Herb Relic are that if you are someone who can't play a lot and you want to fully AFK your Herb, regardless of what Double Shine said about Barb being better with Friendly, I do think Endless is better in the long run with Friendly Forager. Sure, your sack is going to fill up. Maybe rephrase that. Sure, your like herb pouch or whatever it is, your forager pouch is going to fill up really quickly with Endless Harvester. And we do need clarification on whether the double resource harvest from Endless Harvest gives you double the herbs from Forager. If it does interact that way, I think Harvest wins out, hands down. If it doesn't, Barb Gathering definitely into Forager is really strong. But what I was trying to say was, I can see a world where Endless Harvest, Forager, and Larcenist are like perfect for someone who can't play much and solves all of your like fishing, woodcutting, mining, herb lore, thieving, GP, crafting as a byproduct of thieving as well, smithing as a byproduct of thieving if you're picking Tyrannwyn. Like, that combination, just those 3 relics, are so strong if you want to AFK this year. So strong. But I will not be AFKing that much, and therefore I do not rate it that highly. For me, I think that Hotfoot and Woodsman just have way better snowballing effects for the rest of the league. Hotfoot for your GP, smithing, and cooking, as well as agility, but I mean, let's be honest, agility just, it's not going to matter all that much, is it? Woodsman for your hunter, which just, it has so many good things attached to it, right? Hunter gives you the prayer restore with the moths, the HP restore with the hunter food, the GP through the hunter's loot sacks, the herb lore secondaries through the loot sacks, the herbs. Like, I see Hotfoot and Woodsman being like quite clearly better than Forager. And the competition is pretty tight between those two. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the Herb Relic. Hashtag Barb Gang. Hell yeah. Barb is so underrated for AFK. What are you AFKing with it, though? On things like yew trees, redwoods, you know, stuff that doesn't deplete, yes, Barbarian is great. But, like, you're going to gather resources so quick, it's going to feel like you're power mining, power chopping everywhere. It's going to be very click intensive. You know, you're going to be at an iron spot, a triple iron spot, and you're just going to be like, punch, gone, punch, gone, punch, gone. I think AFK for him means button. Yeah, I mean, I think it's very click intensive. I think, exactly, Mills. I think if you're doing Amethyst, Redwoods, or maybe, yeah, you know, in fishing spots don't move that much. So yeah, fishing, Amethyst, Redwoods, maybe bone shard mining, maybe even like Motherlode mine to some degree. Like Barb is great, yeah. But generally, I'm not sure. Scritic has a sack full. Oh, it really is that click intensive? Yeah, I mean, the thing about Barb Gathering is that you're starting with crystal tools, and I don't know if anyone's like a mega nerd here. I mean, I guess we all are because we play RuneScape, right? Hold on. Crystal tools have a... Okay, I'm looking at the wrong crystal tools here. Why is it giving me that? I want... Crystal tool seed? Okay. Just in case you're not aware, I'm thinking it would tell us here, but zooming in a little bit, just in case you can't read this. Here we go. You get the same special attack as the Dragon Axe, so you can boost your stuff. Obviously, you can't do that with Barb Gathering because you're not actually going to have the tool, but it is more efficient in terms of chopping logs. And I think, although I'm not sure if it's going to say here, but does it say anywhere about the tick rate? It might not say, but basically every tool changes the rate at which you have a chance to gather a resource. And that changes based on, you know, what you're using. That's why sometimes in game you'll see someone using a black pickaxe, because for some reason they made the black pickaxe have like an insanely faster gathering time or like tick rate to gather a resource. If you've got the crystal axe, you've got that increase to tick resource collection. You've also got that stacking, I'm guessing stacking, with this, which is whenever you gain fishing, wood cutting, or mining XP. What? Not that one, sorry. Where are they? This bit. On failing to mine a rock, catch a fish, or chop a tree, you'll have a separate 50% chance to succeed instead. Someone else here is doing the maths for me. Here we go. Yes, it saves a tick 1 in 4. It's 4.5% faster than Dragon. There you go. 3 tick with a 1 in 4 chance to 2 tick. Dragon is just a 3 tick. So Crystal Fists, I mean, what I'm trying to get across without, you know, messing up all the numbers, which, you know, is typical of me, is that it's way faster. Your chance to gather is faster, paired with this, which is going to go crazy. So even on something like an Addy Rock, which might honestly even take you up to a minute to mine with an Addy pickaxe at the mining requirement level to get it, it's going to be like 10 seconds max probably with this. And I think that's like underestimating it massively. I think it might even be like 6 or 7 seconds on an Addy and Rune Rock. I think it's going to be quick. To see tick rate, you need to go to resource. I see. Someone made a good vid with stats a few days ago. I'll have to check that out at some point, because what I really want to do closer to League's launch is like, I will do a video on, this is the tier 1 relic you should pick if you want to do this. This is the tier 1 relic you should pick if you want to do this. This is the tier 1 relic if you should, you know, if you want to do that. For each case, you know, we make a case for each of them and talk about what they're good at. Because I feel like that's where a lot of people's like dilemmas come in from the get-go, is tier 1. Goku punching trees, exactly. Now, have we got the echo item yet or what? We don't? Guys, what's going on? Okay, if anybody is in the League's discussion Discord, I think it's time to spam frogs again, because we got the reveal like straight after doing that last time. So I think it's time to put a frog in. Wait, hold on. Husky said there's a chance there isn't one. I genuinely don't know. It's Easter weekend after all. I appreciate the frogs. I appreciate the frogs. The frogs are great. Anyway, I guess while we're waiting, I'm curious what everyone's current picks are. Let's not talk regions. Let's talk relics for now, because I think regions are going to be massively dependent on what the echo bosses do, what the echo items do, sorry, and what the masteries are. But I think you can kind of quite confidently start to think about your relics before that. It's 3 a.m., Carl. You need some sleep, bro. Good to see you, by the way. I hope you're doing well. Probably took Friday off. No reveals till Tuesday. That's true, because Monday is a bank holiday as well. So many frogs. There's so many frogs in the league chat, man. This is so good. Let's have a look. What are people picking then? So, the math points out for approx ticks per success is 5, 7 for mining, 4 for woodcutting. Wait, 6, 4 for woodcutting and 6, 7 for fishing. I see. Okay, so it's so it is different based on the skill. Okay. Call double. He's on hold right now, man. I've got him on speed dial. We can bring double back in, but like we're waiting for this reveal. I agree with double that straight line is best for my 3 accounts. EH, hotfoot. EH into hotfoot. And then you're thinking barb into friendly, abundance into woodsman. Interesting. I think that is a totally fair thing to say. Personally, I'd be going EH friendly. I think EH hotfoot good. Barbarian hotfoot, barbarian friendly good. Abundance Woodsman is like crazy value. It is really good. I do think if you're picking Abundance first, Woodsman is a bit of a no-brainer. You don't need the GP from Hotfoot. Yes, the smithing and cooking element is nice, but you don't even have a gathering relic. So do you just suck it up and decide to solve that with your regions? Like maybe you've got Blast Furnace, maybe you've got Giant's Foundry in the desert for smithing. I don't know. But I do think that if you go Abundance, really your choices are these two rather than Hotfoot. I think Abundance Woodsman is so good. Are the mods in Weatherspoons on their day off? Probably. I mean, it's a bank holiday Friday, man. Wait, is it Friday today? It is Friday, right? I don't know if it's real, but someone just leaked this in the Discord, then it immediately got deleted by the mods, so it must be real. What is it, Zorro? If you have me on Discord, man, just like shoot me a DM quick. Still nothing. Let's see. Suckboy Johnson. Abundance to Hotfoot to Telly Relic. Tier 4. Nature's Accord. Culling Spree. Reload to EH. Yeah, I like the Abundance reload to Tier 1 play. I think that's actually a nice and probably the only way you would reload to a Tier 1. I think that's fair. They do have April 4th and 5th further down the page. No, they don't. This is just leading me to Stickbug, man. I'm not falling for it. Colton is going BG into friendly, into whatever is at 3-4, into Nature's Accord, into 6-7 minion. So you're not going to pick Reloaded, I'm guessing, if you've just put a 7. Stickbug will be tier 7. Wait, guys, it's a sign. It's going to be a Stickbug, it is. I'm going WAM and plan on boss hunting for pets and dragon rank by the end. Wilderness Asgarnia Mori. Nice. Nice. I like those combos. I always feel bad not having a raid region, and I wonder if I'm going to regret that on my Magic playthrough, because I'm currently thinking Kandarin, Asgarnia, Tyrannwyn, only because I won't have picked Tyrannwyn to that point. But, like, I'm going to regret that, man. I'm going to get all my items from those 3 regions and be like, I have no raid now. So maybe I don't go Tyrannwyn at all this league. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to think about that. On the Magic playthrough, I'll have to think about that. Husky said he's not aware of a reveal today since it's a holiday. Yeah, I know. I know. Have I been tagged in something? I've got a notification here, but I cannot see what it is. Did I miss the Echo reveal? Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. No echo reveal yet. Could be that we don't get one at all. Dude, what is this you've sent me, Zorro? Like, what am I looking at, dude? What is this? Guys, we got today's reveal. It's Echo Tyrannwyn Rabbit, and you get the Echo Carrot. This is today's reveal. Definitely real. The carrot launcher would be dope. Open 7 is total recall, so I don't feel obligated to pick Evil Eye for tier 3. I think it's just too soon, man. Like, I said this at the beginning of stream, but like, the only teleport relics left open that I can think of, like Bank Heist and Clue Compass is in the bin. It's not coming because it's part of Conniving Clues. So like Bank Heist might be one of them. And then the only other tier 3, like, is there any others that have existed in previous leagues? I don't think so. So it could be something totally new. I personally don't want to take Evil Eye though. Seems legit. It does seem legit, doesn't it? I genuinely believe this is real. Thank you for the leak. I'm actually hoping we get the real one now as well. This isn't what we wanted. I mean, listen, I love Jimmy and I will definitely be watching this, but where leak? Hello? Maybe that's why it's delayed. Oh, Globetrotter. Wait, Globetrotter was the okay, yeah. Wait. If we get Globetrotter at tier 3, would you guys pick it? Because I honestly think, let's say, for example, let's say this tier 3 is Globetrotter and this tier 3 is Bank Heist. I honestly think that's the world I pick Evil Eye. I think if that's the case, Evil Eye is the play. And then all of a sudden everyone starts glazing Evil Eye. Me included. For the magic playthrough, I'm gonna do Mori. Yeah, Mori looks cool. I like the look of the weapon. What the fuck is that? What are we talking about, Veltidus? It's Echo Jimmy. I know. Maybe Jimmy's the boss. Jimmy Echo Boss. The Echo weapon is a compass that completes all your quests in chronological order. Yeah. What's Globetrotter? Let me bring it up. Let me bring it up. Okay, Globetrotter was in Leagues 4. It just let you teleport to anywhere that like a jewelry box essentially did from your player-owned house. So if we go through some of it. Wait, did it do more than that? No, it is ornate jewelry box. And nearly all spell teleport spells as well. Okay, so actually this is kind of like a... It's got a bit of grimoire in there in a way. Because look at all these tellies. Like, there is a lot of tellies here. But I think the main ones people used were all the jewelry tellies. So, like, all of this. Jewel ring, games necklace, combat bracelet, skills necklace, ring of wealth, Ami of glory. Damn, there's even a map. There is even a map. Pretty good. Honestly, very, very strong. But I still think I would go Evil Eye. I still think even if Globetrotter came back and Bank Heist was up against Evil Eye, I think I'd take Evil Eye. Terrible relic. I don't know. Now that I've remembered or seen that it's also included a lot of spellbook teleports, I actually think it's not as bad as I remember. I thought it was just jewelry at first. I don't think I ever took it, but I think it was just jewelry at first. Evil Eye slept on, tally to bosses, and to bank with raids. Yeah, bank with raids, or like at first when you've got Huey, bank at Huey, because the Huey bank is right next to the fight. So everyone's going to have a really nice teleport close to a bank in their starting region. Yeah, I think Evil Eye, if it is up against those two, that's my pick. Ah, that was Eternal Jeweler. Last Recall versus Evil Eye. Can you imagine if Last Recall was here? Except maybe they make it so that, like, it doesn't restore spec. Instead, it just saves your position. Would you pick it then? If it had a cooldown? Or would it need to have no cooldown for it to compete with Evil Eye? I think it would need to have no cooldown. Yeah. I think if Total Recall came in at tier 3, but instead of Total Recall, it's just, you know, like the Crystal Memories, but without the spec. Maybe then it wins. Is Final Dawn quest autoed? I don't think it is, man. I think the only quests that are autoed in fact, hold on. We might even have that info right here. Here we go. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is just Twilight's Promise, which is the first one. Yeah, here you go. Look, these are all the quests you're going to have to do in Varlamore. You're going to have to do the Hunter quest. You're going to have to do the Death on the Isle quest, which is really nice crafting XP, but it does have relatively low crafting requirement and agility requirement. Heart of Darkness, which is the one that Moxie and the dungeon, the Tapoyawik ruins, are behind. Meet and Greet, which opens the kebab shop south of Civitas. Pretty good for healing food, but I mean, everyone's got stews at the pub anyway, so I don't think it's a massive quest. It's kind of whatever. Perilous Moons is auto-completed. So actually, that's making me guess what the hell's going on. I mean, it does say here that your auto-completed quest will allow you to go to Camtarum and the Moons of Peril. It doesn't say the Tapoyawik dungeon. Doesn't say Moxie. Doesn't say Doom. So yeah, I'm pretty sure it's just Twilight's Promise and Perilous Moons that's auto-completed. These are the only two that are auto-completed. I don't know if Shadow of Custodia is completed, but that will get you access to Custodian Stalkers, which are a Slayer creature in Auburn just near Auburn. Really good herb drops. Antler Guard is a nice offhand. Scrambled is a fun quest. This is the best quest of all time. Ribbiting Tale of the Lilypad Labor Dispute. That's just the best quest, hands down. And then Veiled Totems for your fletching. Go to the initial setup at the top. Twilight's Promise, Perilous Moons. That's it. So yeah. No Shadows of Custodia. You'll have to do that. No Heart of Darkness. No Final Dawn. You'll have to do all of those manually. Anyone think there's a reveal today? I mean, here we are. It's 6:30. Nothing. This is pretty late by their standards, so I'm starting to think there either isn't one or they were waiting to put this out and then we're going to wait like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes to put it out. So we'll just hold on. Maybe there'll be another one. Light, I believe, done. Scroll up. Am I missing something? You'll have to tell me, man. Sorry, I missed your message. Where are we? Level 3 Moons runs. Someone's going to try it. Some poor guy who's never played Leagues before is going to go straight to Perilous Moons because it's auto-completed because someone said Moons is great. And they're going to have the worst experience of their life, man. Blood Moon's just going to, it's not going to take any prisoners. Toughlin, how you doing, bro? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Where's the reveal? Hold on, let me just get it out. I'm checking the league's Discord right now. Are people still like rioting in here? Are people like doing the exclamation turtle command in the Discord to try and pull like a shiny turtle? Is this like a new gambling addiction? I might have to get in on that, honestly. How's the fishing in Moons level 1? I don't even think you can do it, can you? I think that's a good point, but I think I don't think you can do it. Yeah, you need 20 fishing. You need 20 fishing and a big net, which obviously you'll get from there anyway. But 20 fishing, and then you'll need a hunt requirement for the other one as well. So you won't be able to come here to just cheese your fishing early, or your hunter. You can't spam it in here, Carl. I don't have any shiny turtles for you, bro. But you can in the league's Discord in the discussion. What about unlocking spell books? What do you mean, man? Like, as in how do we get them? I have to assume Grimoire's going to come back, first of all. If not, you're going to need the regions, aren't you? So you're going to need Karen for Arceus, you're going to need Fremi for Lunas, and you're going to need the desert for Ancients. Imagine a leaks, but we're all hardcore Iron Man, and if we die, we have to restart. Dude, that would be... I would love that. I would love that. It would be like, you know what I would love? I would love some sort of like Elden Ring-esque co-op, really hard difficulty type league where like the echo bosses are super difficult, but you can do them in a group, right? Echo bosses become like world bosses in a way, and they become really difficult, and you all have to go and do them together. Maybe the permadeath idea is a bit too harsh on new players, but like I love the idea of ramping up the difficulty in places. DT2 is auto unlocked. Doesn't that give Ancients? I think it's the only reason it's auto unlocked is so that we can do Vardorvis in Varlamore. I don't think we have Ancients, no. Even if we did have Ancients, how would you change your spell book? Because you wouldn't be able to get the Ancient icon unless you have Desert, right? Unless you have the Desert to make the spellbook swap thing in your house. So DT2 is auto unlocked, but I'm pretty sure that's just so that we can do Vardorvis. Magic Cape. Magic Cape, you'd need Kandarin for, though. Yo, Top Flynn with the membership. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Suppose you're worth $2? Don't say it like that, man. Don't say it like I'm some cheap hooker you can just chuck $2 at. But let me know when you want me to take off my clothes, okay? Carl, appreciate you, bro, with the tier 2 membership. 19 months as well. Thank you so much, man. I think that takes us back to like Leagues 5. So thank you for being here all this time, man. I do appreciate it. But what about $3? Now you're talking. Now you're talking. Have you played any Elden Ring Night Rain? I have not. I would love to. The problem is, guys, I am addicted to old school RuneScape. And I have to say, recently, a little bit of League of Legends ARAM, like just the Mayhem game mode, and Slay the Spire. They're the only 3 games I have like the time to play at the moment, because at least with Slay the Spire and League, it's just like a little thing I can do for a little bit, but between like recording videos and stuff. True, you give it away for free? Unbelievable. No Echo reveal today? It doesn't look like it, man. Unless I've missed it in the last 5 minutes. Doesn't look like it. I'm actually going to check Discord again. I'm honestly not sure. Looks like this was a joke. But if it was a joke, why did the mods ban the guy for sending it? So maybe today's Echo Boss was meant to be Tyrannwyn, but the mods banned the guy who sent the rabbit thing. You know, this thing. Because it was kind of misleading. That might make sense. You might be onto some theory there. Slay the Spire is a top tier dad game, bro. Stop putting dad before everything. Like, I don't. Come on. Like, it is. You're not wrong, but damn it. I love Slay the Spire, man. I love like most roguelike games though. Carrot Defender with a 0-tick 1 HP heal spam on it would be insane. Will you cover the thieving relic in a video? Yeah, what I'm gonna do. Sorry, I've been live streaming yesterday and today, and I thought this would just be a nice little thing to do in the interim. But what I'll do tomorrow evening, is I'll compile the thieving relic, friendly forager, and whatever tomorrow's reveal into the same video. So we'll be talking about 3 relics tomorrow. Yeah, Griffey. I mean, that's why I love it. Like, you can like save your session and then come back to it with the guys whenever you get a chance. Everyone is buying a new mouse after leagues. Yep. Got here a bit late. What was the take on the new relic? We can talk about relics again, man. That's absolutely fine. Because otherwise we're going to divert onto other things, and I'm also fine with that. Thoughts on Friendly Forager? Chat, I'm happy to hear your thoughts as well, but I would have to say Friendly Forager, whilst it is fantastic as a herblore solve, it doesn't do as much for me as Woodsman or Hotfoot. And I think when we first looked over all 3 of these, I think I ranked Hotfoot 1, Friendly Forager 2, and Woodsman 3. And I'm now close to flipping Forager and Woodsman. Even though I have seriously no intention of taking anything over Hotfoot. I think that the herblore solve this gives is a temporary relief from something that is quite easily solved otherwise. Like, you're going to get a ton of seeds from PVM. You already have, as a universal buff, regardless of what relics you pick, you have a 5 times increase to your farming tick rate. So when you get your seeds, stick them in a patch, forget about it, do your bossing, do your league tasks, come back when you can, harvest them. Like, your supplies go a really long way in leagues because you're so powerful. I feel like this is just a bit overkill for me. Veil Totems give insane seeds. Hunter's Rumors give insane seeds. PVM gives insane seeds. Like, I don't think you need this, but I do think that if you don't have loads of time to play, it's a very strong relic. Paired with Endless Harvest or Barbarian, like just getting so many herbs is really nice. But here's the thing. I feel like Herblore has this, like, I'm sure you can all relate. It has this, like, peak and dip in terms of when it's useful. And I feel like Herblore sucks early because, like, let's be honest, you can buy attack potions and strength potions from, let's say, like, Kandarin in the, what's it called, in the Warriors Guild. And those resources aren't hard to come by, like Guams and Haralanders and Irits. So, like, Herblore for me is, like, kind of dead. Peaks around, like, Ranars and Snapdragons for, like, prayer potions and super restores. Dips again, and then peaks again when you need stuff like anti-venom, super combat potions, things like that. So, like, for me, Herblore is, like, there's moments where I really don't feel like I need it, and then there's moments where it's really strong. So if I can just get over that early peak to get at least prayer potions and super restores, I'm fine with eating hard food. I'm okay with that. I don't need to be on the liquids. I can be on the solids. And then, you know, the other stuff is really nice to have, but you can get super combat drops from lots of PVM places. You can get antidote drops from some places. You can buy anti-poison in Karamja. So worst case scenario, if you're doing something where you're going to get venomed, like worst case scenario, guys, you've got anti-poisons in Karamja. I don't feel like Herblore needs a crazy solve. That's my take. And I feel like we need to record that like 1 minute segment for anyone else who comes in and says, what's your take on the new Herblore relic? Because I think we covered it pretty well there. Hold on, I'm catching up. I have to say, I'm disappointed that it doesn't affect a selection of skills. Herblore alone isn't enough. I thought that before it came out, man. I thought, like, what if it's Herblore plus Runecraft? Or Herblore plus Prayer? At that point, it becomes a very competitive relic. And you've got more of a compelling argument for, like, well, you know, this really is the, like, get into PVM quick starter kit, you know? That said, unlimited Oldarium for goading potions and prayer regen sounds sick. Prayer regens for sure. I'm not sure how bothered I am about goadings, really. Like, I guess for AFK and goadings are quite nice, though, aren't they? You pop a goading and you just go and sit somewhere on Slayer task. I guess that's nice. But we're all in Varlamore. There's probably not global, but like, there's probably Varlamore tasks to do Huey. Or to, you know, plant Huasca seeds, whatever you need to do. So, like, I feel like we're all going to have to do it at some point. Endless Hotfoot is too good of a combo. Why Endless Hotfoot in particular? Just so that you can AFK smelt and cook, I'm guessing. Yo, thank you for the follow, Evo. It doesn't do anything else, just herb. Other two seem stronger. Yeah. Is Mauritania a valid pick if I've only ever done entry top? Yes, 100%, man. I feel like, number one, Echo GGs are such a fun Echo boss. Barrows, I mean, if you're picking it, like, when would you pick it, I guess is the question for me. Because if you're picking it as your last region, you are pretty much just counting on it for top, maybe Nightmare. Maybe some Sepulchre, Blood Shards, that kind of stuff. Mori's like a raid region for me more than anything else. And the melee upgrades are kind of insane. Araxor, of course, Araxor. Yeah, I'd say even if you've only done entry top, Mori is a great region. People, if you're really unconfident, people will carry you, okay? Fasani Nightmare bad? I'm looking forward to doing Fasani's, man. Maybe not Fasani's, actually. I'd rather do it in a group with people. Fasani's it's punishing, for sure. Yeah. Goading with Minion? That could be a fun combo, actually. I really hope we get some kind of good Runecraft solve this year. It's going to be such a bad skill to train without Misthalin. Depends on your regions, doesn't it? Like, if you've got Kandarin, you've got a Pure Essence mine. I'd rather not go mine any Pure Essence. Don't the, hold up. Hear me out. Don't the Stalkers drop Pure S in Varlamore? Like, a lot of it? 30 noted at a time. Okay, it's not crazy. But, like, these guys are in Varlamore. 50... What Slayer do you need again? These ones are the high-level ones, so you need a high Slayer for these. Not these ones. Let's be a bit more realistic. Let's say you've got 54 prayer, 54 Slayer. Still getting 15 Pure S noted. Cannonballs, air runes, fire runes, rune arrows. Kind of nice. And then gem drop table, and that's it. Okay, I mean, you're going to want to kill the higher version of these. So these might be like a weight kind of thing. Myth bars. Yeah. I mean, there are ways to get Pure S. There's just not many altars you can use, I guess. So, yeah, unless you pick, like, Desert for Guardians of the Rift, Kandarin for ZMI, or Zaya for the library, yeah, Runecraft can be a bit of a pain, but I'm fully expecting there to be a relic to help with that. They know, okay? How many of these relics have you guys read so far and thought, wow, this seems really well designed around the fact we're starting in Varlamore? Like, I've read so many that make me feel that way, and I've got faith. I've got faith there's going to be a Runecraft relic, okay? I don't think we're getting a second reveal today, guys. Usually I would wait, but I don't think it's happening. They lied. Runecrafting is a permanent skip skill, regardless of pure essence, without Banker's Note. I don't know, man. I think Guardians of the Rift and Zaya are perfectly good training methods for it. Don't need pure S for that. I'm not saying like go to 99 using those methods because it wouldn't be the fastest. Guardians of the Rift is an exception, I think. But like Zaya library, go into like 50 Runecraft there isn't terrible with good XP multipliers. Let's say you go to Zaya library at 12 times XP. You're going to be fine because you can put off Runecrafting early. You really don't need to do it early. Making tiaras, good XP Runecraft. You need the talismans though, don't you? Because just making tiaras, does that even give you Runecraft XP? I thought it was just crafting. It is just crafting, but then if you were to make it into like an actual tiara, you get the Runecraft XP, but you need the altar and the talisman. So at that point, you might as well Runecraft, right? Husky still in corporate board meeting. Husky said leak in an hour. Ugh. Hell no. Second reveal in an hour or so. Okay. Jagex has gone out of their way to make sure we don't have to struggle for anything these past leagues. That's true. Gridmaster particularly, we didn't have to struggle. I think in leagues it's important, for me at least, and for the spirit of the game mode, to be able to make difficult decisions. You know, you gotta be able to look at your relics and think, right, I'm picking this because it solves this, and I'm picking this because it looks fun, but I accept that I may be leaving this open. And I think that's normal in leagues. So there will be some things, not everything will be covered. There will be some things that you just think, you know what, for the sake of this relic that I really like, I'll just take the hit and do it in a very normal, slower way. It's not a bigger teaser because it's later. It'll be another Echo boss, won't it? It'll be another Echo boss. Never mind. I did Mori for Easy Prayer also. Mori for Easy Prayer? What, as in, like, just the barrows, overheads? Any chance for Echo Zora this year? I mean, it could happen. I don't know. It could be Echo Zora. It could be Zalcano. Riff Rabbit. Who knows? Maybe the leak. The joke leak. Maybe there's some accuracy in this. Maybe the rabbit is the Echo boss. I doubt it, but that would be hilarious. How about 1,000 times XP rate just on Runecraft? I don't think we need to even solve it, guys. I think it's fine. Last league, 10% of players had 99 Runecraft. Banker's Note existed. Exactly, that's what I'm getting at. I think that beyond a certain point of ticking off craft this many runes, enter this altar, and get this base level. Like, let's be honest, most people probably went to, like, get base level 60s or 70s. Most people probably stopped somewhere around there and didn't get to, like, base 80s. So I don't think we need a crazy soul for Runecraft, personally. Bro, I love paying $15 for continued better service. Every year the game gets better and better. Yeah, I got my email earlier that says, your upcoming renewal pricing for old school RuneScape. Yeah, it's going up. Need no, want yes. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I'd love to see Echo Rabbit. It would be dope. It would be dope. Beautiful. Okay. Lovely. Hmm. Hold on.
W's in the shot.
Okay. Yo, Double Shine's playing League Mayhem right now. How tempting is that? It would be tempting. But I am enjoying talking about the relics. Echo Seracnus. Echo Seracnus could be cool. Any thoughts on them adding like an Echo Jad to Karamja? Yeah, I mean, we still don't actually know. Is Karamja included? I have no idea. Sulfurous Essence for runecrafting. We have been over that. It's really, really quite average, unfortunately. 50 runecraft XP at base. If you're at tier 3, sure, you're going to get 8 times that, but it's a 1 in 32, and you need 48 Slayer to kill the Naguas. We've been through this whole thing, and we were like, is this a really good solve for early? But, like, you're going to have to get 48 Slayer first. So if you haven't solved runecrafting, or you haven't even started runecrafting by the time you're 48 Slayer, sure, it's good for the first, like, I don't know, 30 to 50 runecraft levels, and then it's slow as hell. It's definitely a joke. I just noticed whoever made that meme reused the character model from the Echo KB. You only just realized that? Check Discord pin. What Discord pin? There will be a teaser, but it won't be for another hour. Just to temper expectations, not a bigger release because it's later. I just got word and wanted to let you all know. Yeah. Okay. I'm fine with that. I'm cool with that. Thing is, though, guys, I don't think I'm going to be around for that. I don't think I'm going to be around for that. If it's not for another hour, I've got shit to do. So I don't think I'm going to be around for that. But I will be live again tomorrow. It's a shame because I was kind of hoping to go through that other teaser, but it is what it is. And Double Shine's still on hold, but it'll have to wait until tomorrow. Twisted League, we had to do library until Bloods. Yeah, it was so painful, wasn't it? The Echo Boss's tab of the news page has 8 lines of text, but there are 9 unlockable regions, so feels unlikely. Yeah. I do think if they do Echo Karamja, the choices are super slim. Jad or Zuck, right? I'm not going crazy. There's no other boss in Karamja. So, like, what would that even look like, first of all? Jad spawning mini Jads as minions? Zuck, Echo Zuck would be interesting. Very interesting. Echo Gout Tuber? Could be. It is free again, but we just don't know if it's got an Echo boss. I'm going to go on a whim here and just say it won't, but maybe it will. But yeah, Echo bosses. I think it will just be another Echo boss teaser today. I think that's all it'll be. Zuck spawning mini Zucks? Echo Tribesman? Dude, you know what I love doing? I think it was Leagues 4. Karamja was another freebie region, wasn't it? And there was a Gout Tuber task as usual. I just loved spawning a ton of tribesmen and then running off and watching them just like go for anyone nearby. It was so funny. Perfect Parry and Jad would be a lot of fun. That would be fun. What, with the flask? Echo Shaikan? Shaikahan? I don't even know how you pronounce that, but yeah. The Echo Tiger. They drop Yammer in the jungle. That's enough to unlock some fire runecraft. No. Yeah, I guess it is, to be fair. I guess it is. You're just going to need splinters on top of that. I guess it's not a big deal, but like, if you're doing Colo, you're going to have a ton of splinters. If you're doing Hunter, you're going to have a ton of splinters. I guess you'll be fine. Echo Elvarg, imagine. Not Jungle Yammer, that killed me in Deadman mode. Dude, Yammer in Deadman mode in the first week was so crazy. Watching people get absolutely meatballed was hilarious. Twisted League doing books was rough. It was. And guess what? If you're picking Zaya again this year, I guarantee there will be hand-in tasks for the Zaya library again. But it won't be as bad. Echo Meatball? Could be. I mean, who knows? We might still get, you know, based on the minion description, where it says that this won't work against Yammer, I'm taking it that that's just like, you know, a bit of lore, like Demon won't fight against Demon. But who knows? Maybe we get a big Echo Yammer fight at the very end of the league once you've unlocked all 8 relics. I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so sorry. We have come to that time. I am going to be ending stream here. We are going to be jumping over to Double Shine stream because he's going to be staying live until the second reveal. I will be live again tomorrow, so I'll catch you all then. And there should also be a video tomorrow, so it's going to be a long day. However, I will be lurking probably in Double Shine stream when the reveal goes live, but I just can't hang around for another hour, I'm afraid. So thank you all very much for being here. Thank you to everyone who's just been chatting, who's lurking, who's subbed, who's followed, who's done, you know, anything to support the stream or any of the league's content so far. I really appreciate you all. And I hope you all have a good Easter weekend. I'll catch you tomorrow. If you're going to be here, it'll be the same time. About 3:30, half an hour before the reveal goes live. We'll be going live with probably talking through in-game some potential routing using some of the planners that are out there. That could be fun. But if not, we'll just be talking relics. So I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you for being here. Love you. Bye. We're going to raid Double Shine now.